Win with a fire.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it. Episode number 50, a milestone, of course. We are here, and this should be a great episode. We're going to talk about our top 50 antagonists, top 50 villains of all time. BSS created their list. Everybody, including Santo, all the captains, of course, created a top 50 list. We consolidated. I use math. I can tell you the formula. It's probably not that important, but it is truthful. So it should be a very good list, and it should be a very good conversation. That will take the crux of today's podcast episode. But before we get into that, a few announcements. We have a few changes. The channel will be looking a little bit different. We have certain playlists for individual segments that you can go to at any point, of course. We have new banners when it comes to a new segment that we'll introduce next week called Read Your Scriptures, where we'll be talking about manga only in that segment, and we'll be doing spoilers for that. That'll be the final segment of the episode. So if you don't want to get spoiled, you don't have to. We'll make sure you don't get spoiled. And of course, we got new banners for Cash App. If you guys want to donate to us with one of our donation goals and send it to us individually, or if you're rewatching the podcast, you can send it to us. You just got to message me on Discord, say, hey, I have this donation goal, I have this recommendation, I have this question, and you guys can do that. Of course, we have a banner for our link tree. You can go check out. Go join our Discord that we will hype up continuously because we have a lot of great conversations over there. Just recently, we've been talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Of course, we're having a competition over there. Miles is hosting that. We talk about anime recommendations with me and Sauce talked about K Return of Kings. And Santo has some of the best music conversations in the Discord. Ain't that right, Santo?
I got so mad today. J. Cole, we're done with J. Cole, man.
We're done with J. Cole, man.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on because the music channel was on fire at one point today. I was like, let me wait for everything to calm down and I'll read back.
Nah, for sure. We also have a new banner. It's a little bit more simplified and smaller, so it doesn't take too much of the screen. And we have a new membership tier. You guys have been amazing in supporting the channel. We have a new Bankai tier, just $3. And when you join, not only will we make sure you get your proper shout outs, but also the moment you join, you could just tell us, hey, I check out anime XYZ, manga XYZ. And you guys can do that, of course. Since you joined and became a Bankai member, we know that you have good recommendations. So a lot of new stuff, a lot of updates, a lot of things we've done. We hit 50 episodes. So how are we feeling, gents?
I mean,
we also have a Nightbot that I added. I figured out how to do that. So we also have that as well.
All right. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I said it. I posted the announcement on the Discord. I mean, like I said, most podcasts that are made don't even make it to 10, and we made it to 50. So I mean, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, hell, we've got the crash outs eventually when we get to the 100th episode. Santo, let's me and you sit down and get the whole like top 100 moments of the podcast. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really been a lot of fun learning from you guys a lot, especially since I'm the one person who hasn't watched the big three who needs to watch it. So hopefully by episode 100, I'm going to watch it. So Miles, when you listen to this, I promise I'm not reading anything else. I restarted Naruto because I just know what, let me just do it from the beginning. I didn't want to start that thing. So I restarted again.
Restart?
Yeah. I'm zipping through right now. I'm already back to the tuning exams. So it's
why are you restarting?
Because I wanted to go through the whole experience again. I love the Land of Waves. I fucking love it. I really do.
Usually when people restart, they finish first.
So I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I can't with this guy.
I'm taking what Lonnie said to heart because I'm really reading. So then probably by next week, I'm gonna obviously be in Shippuden, if you want to call it that, and I'll be asking a lot of questions.
I thought when you finish, we need to have a whole Naruto episode.
Sure.
Yeah,
That'd be fine.
I'm having a blast. Like rereading The Land of Waves again. I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like,
it's gas,
this is
bro.
so great. It's
Really
so great.
But to
No,
answer
that
why-
episode where we do a full Naruto breakdown would be great. I'm
To
not-
answer your question, how I'm feeling great, man. I got some smoke for Riddell.
What?
My news. I got smoke for Riddell. I never.
We're only doing.
One thing I
top
don't do.
50,
One thing I
we're
don't do.
only doing
I
our
never
top
forget.
50 today.
I
So
never
we
forget.
won't be doing any other segments. But if you got news, you can lay it out now before we get started.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna lay this news out. You know what I'm saying? Real smooth, right? I don't know if y'all seen this, but apparently there are 4 massive studios in the running to try to animate Kagurabachi. The lead right now is Mappa, and I say to say that they trying to the face of show. What they say is the face of Shonen right now. Not Goku Rakuga, not Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. Whatever. I said Kagurabachi is the next one of them ones, and I got met with Goku Rakuga and Ultimate Exorcist from. I mean, I don't know who could have said that. I mean, somebody.
I never
I
said
don't know.
Ultimate
Somebody.
Exorcist was above.
But
I didn't say that. I didn't do that.
That guy right there.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is Kagurabachi is just, hey, man, is one of them ones.
Hey, Ty, I'll give you your credit because, after I caught up and everything, was like, you know what? It is moving me. I eventually got in line. Goku Rakuga, I still think is better, but they're not on the same, situation because Goku Rakuga is not weekly. So in terms of weekly Shonen Jump, I'm with you. Kagurabachi, in terms of the new generation, is by far the best weekly Shonen Jump manga that is currently out.
That released on Sunday because Dandadan released on Tuesday. I think.
You think Dandadan? Dandadan, I feel like is going to finish soon. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think if we're talking about the things that are released on Weekly Shonen Jump magazine on the Sundays, I would agree. But we're talking Tuesday, you got Chainsaw Man and Dandadan. I think those 2 are probably still the 2 best right now. Then Kagurabachi.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about weekly, I mean, One Piece is still the best.
Oh yeah, One Piece, yeah. Well, out of the new gen,
New gen, yeah, I'm with you. Kagurabachi is cooking right now. You know, it deserves its flowers. It deserves flowers, absolutely. But Lonnie will show up a little bit later. Jacob will show up a little bit later when we dive into our top 50 villains list, our antagonist list. And if Nightbot is tripping, let me know because I just installed it, so I don't know if it's going to be wildin'. So we'll see how everything kind of goes for today's episode. But Santo, how are we feeling? 50 episodes in.
50 episodes, man. I didn't join. I joined a little bit later in the journey, but like Random said it best, a lot of podcasts really don't make it to this far. So I just wanted from me, I wanted to say thank you to the community. I think we have a great solid community behind us, and let's go for 50 more because I'm like Random said, I am excited to make a video regarding the 100 best moments of BSS because I need You Will Not Gaslight Me, Riddell. I need Lonnie saying Hitler Jesus, Cinderella Jack. There's just so many. Kenshin versus Guts is definitely going to be up there. So let's get to 100. Let's get to 100.
Still wrong, by the way.
The LeBron Tom Brady one has to be there.
Oh my god, that episode. Also, I will say this too. Every time we hit 10 episodes, so once we hit episode 60, I think something that'd be appropriate is we start doing top 10s of other things. Because we're not obviously not gonna do top 100s and 200s of all these things. But 60, we could do potentially our top 10 rivals, and we do that in interval 10. So look forward to that as well. So keep on watching. Don't miss a beat. But anything else? Any other feelings now that we're here at 50 episodes?
We got to make sure one last thing. Add in my Asta praise for Karen because that's really Asta praise. That is Asta. I was just respecting Asta as an MC. He always gets the job done.
Oh, and remember, Radell, he's a royal.
Absolutely is, and it hurt his character.
I kid you not. I watch that once a month.
Y'all be killing me, bro.
That's when the hats first came out. When he just started capping, and he bust all my hats out.
Nothing.
Oh my god, that was funny,
absolutely man. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. New member, Jaden. Oh, upgraded to Bankai tier. We already got our first
Hey,
guy.
there
We
we
Let's
go.
go.
Bankai tier.
Yes, sir.
Jaden. That means Jaden, you can recommend us an anime or manga right now. Hopefully, come on. You're a Bankai tier. So our Bankai tiers should have good taste. They
By the
should have.
way, did Prodigy freaking get a
He signed up
membership yet?
himself.
He just signed up for himself?
Yeah, he
That's
signed up
crazy.
himself.
Like I think I calculated at one point over 100 memberships were gifted and he didn't get one. Like
That's
at one
hilarious.
point. And I'm like, bruh, somebody help him out. Hell, somebody help him out.
Yeah, Gabe, we
Hey.
do. We got a Bankai tier for people who want to support over there. But anything else before we get right into it and get
Oh.
the show on the road?
One last thing. I think the fact that we started our podcast and all these different manga just ended, or let me just say series ended, because Attack on Titan officially ended, even though the manga ended a long time ago. Obviously, Demon Slayer, the anime's over. JJK, My Hero, like for all that to happen in our first 50 episodes. So we kind of saw, like, let's just say 2 years from now we come back and watch these episodes, like we saw the changing of an era just happen while we were growing. I think that's going to be so interesting to come back and just think about it, because it's just kind of crazy, man. Like all of it's done, and obviously and now we're looking toward the future with whatever's happening with Kaiju, with Chainsaw Man, and all these things down and new things that are coming up. And we're trying to see whether Riddell's right, if Shonen Jump does need to die, or else are they gonna find something and pull their ass out the fire, because One Piece can't be there forever, no matter how much it seems like Oda wants it to be.
There's so many things that happen on these 50 episodes. I mean, we went from Oshinoko being great to that guy right there. What the hell happened? We went from Sukuna being like the greatest antagonist to Puddle Boy. I mean, just seeing the reactions from everybody, just up and down. It's been a great ride.
A lot of up and down. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of up and down when it comes down to it. But hopefully everything looks good. I heard the Bleach anime is cooking. I'm gonna catch up to the
Fire.
Bleach anime because I heard it's going nuts right now.
It's
So I need
crazy.
to lock in there the Bleach anime. Other anime that obviously Don's cooking. Uzumaki, I heard the creator said episode 4 he's gonna make sure doesn't suck, and I also heard Blue Lock does suck. So
I saw a clip,
that's tough.
Riddell. Go look at one of the clips that Crunchyroll posted out. It was like Chigiri beating Isagi. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, this is why I'm seeing people in the comments, they're saving all the money for U20. If they do this to U20, this is one of the biggest fumbles, at least sports anime wise. U20 should have been a movie, in my opinion. It should have been a movie. Like, we should have been running to the theater, Santo, me and you, and then we come back, we're like, oh my God. Like, it should have been. And this, I'm so and that was just from a few clips that I saw that Crunchyroll has to put out to promote the show. And it looks horrendous.
I mean, the colors are great. The colors are really great.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed a side by side of the Detective Conan of like old episodes, side by side with Blue Lock, and it clears it. It's literally slideshows at this point. It's not good. It's the highest selling manga of 2020 of this year. And to have this, I told Discord, like, I'm like legit disappointed.
Where did all that money go?
I
All that
don't
money
think
you made, where did it go?
it's not. I don't think it's not about the money. It's about the schedule. That so basically, apparently they have a really bad schedule, and it shows.
Yeah, that's tough. Not only did Jaden pick an anime, so BSS, we got to watch Restoria. Now we got to be on the Wistoria chain. We'll talk about it next episode. We'll talk about Wistoria. But Sauce also joined the Bankai tier.
Yes,
Our
sir.
boy Possibility. So you also have to recommend an anime manga, and we'll make sure we lock into that as well.
Yeah, one of the true OGs, man, of one of our supporters, man.
Man, that's you know what? That's a moment as well. Sauce got into a situation.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And he still messaged like, "Hey, my bad, I can't make it." I won't say what it is. If you know, you know.
Oh,
Sauce is one of those ones.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that was absolutely crazy. But who's watched Wistoria over here?
I'm finishing it up. I'm gonna finish it up tonight, but Lonnie's right because I've caught up with the manga. Lonnie's right. Oh my god, it's I'm gonna be that guy.
It's gonna be better than Black Clover.
I'm gonna be that guy. I think it's gonna be better than Black Clover.
Damn, Black Clover getting passed up by its Nightbot. Stop cooking people for spamming. I'm gonna punish Nightbot, bro. Nightbot tripping. Sauce is not spamming. Relax.
What's up, y'all? What I miss?
We glazing Wistoria right now, bro.
We're reminiscing about what's happening in top 50, and anybody who joins Bonkai tier gets a recommended anime. Now we got to watch Wistoria. So Jaden,
trying to get them to watch Wistoria, y'all.
Jaden,
I really want Ty to watch.
Wishes
I really
come
want
true.
Ty to watch it because of the storytelling, and I want Riddell to watch it so he can get over Black Clover.
That's valid.
Because I don't know how because y'all know me. Y'all know I don't like nice guys and stuff like that, like Deku, like people like that. I don't know why I'm rooting for this guy so much. Like, he's my dog. Like, he's my dog. The main character in Wistoria. Like,
okay.
I love nice guys, man.
Now you got to lock into Wistoria as well.
That's why I love Bakugo.
Appreciate you, Jay.
Nice guys, and you say Bakugo.
I think he's a nice guy.
No,
and Jaden, it only gets better. Just wait for season.
He's gonna yell in your face.
Season 2.
He's not a nice guy.
He's literally so nice.
Okay.
We don't have to cap, bro. We really don't.
If you look at what nice means, then
so now we're gonna go all right.
Nice?
You will not gaslight me, Ty.
No.
You will not gaslight me.
Hold on a second. Some of the nice means you could agreeable. I think it's really him and Deku are very agreeable when it comes to Wall for All. They're very agreeable. He works with Deku pretty well.
You will not gaslight me, Ty.
No, I'm asking, is he agreeable? Is he agreeable? Yes.
Who?
Bakugo. He's agreeable now. He is. He
now, yeah.
is. He literally, yeah.
He also bought Deku like an Iron Man suit. Like that's
the least he could do for Deku.
If that's the least.
What?
Wait, hold on, Ty. He carried Deku's half-dead body through the final part. What do you mean?
Say what?
Wait, he carried Deku's dead body through the final part?
I don't know if I can answer that question.
Ty,
I'm saying Riddell. Can I say that on here? I said the N-word. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nigga, please. First of all, can I get this right off real quick? Let me get this off. First of all, Deku, I'll go see this nigga life already. So, like, get this nigga a career again. Deku should be on his knees every night thanking this nigga. You know that y'all know that Drewski meme? It's like I changed this bitch ass nigga life. That's Bakugo. I changed this bitch ass nigga life.
So
I got this nigga a career.
Let's just say if Deku didn't lose his footing, holding hands,
give you a career
with Shigaraki,
save your life.
Everybody's dead.
Please,
everybody's dead.
Can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all think that bullying is equated is equal?
It's not even about bullying, bro. It's not even about bullying.
Is that the proper trade-off? Risking my life.
What else did he do?
It's not about bullying, bro. We talk about bullying.
Yeah, so why did you say it's the least he could do? Why?
I don't know. He only saved the world.
Because he bullied him, right? Because he
only saved the world.
Did Bakugo not stop All for One?
Bro,
nigga, if Deku doesn't stop Shigaraki, don't matter what Bakugo does.
It's
over.
If Bakugo never stops All for One, then guess what? Deku can't fight Shigaraki and All for One.
Not only that, Bakugo Deku needed his classmates. That's why they were there. That's why the author wrote them because they needed them. So like, the classmates and Deku saved the world. Not just Deku. That when Deku he was struggling, and then Bakugo came in
exactly
with
what
that
I mean.
blast. He helped save that nigga, bro.
I agree, but we know he's not the nigga making the headline. We know he's not the nigga making the headline. The same way It's not just LeBron who wins the
Yes, he-
championship. The other niggas with him.
He
But
got
Deku, no,
Random.
no,
All
we're
I,
not doing
wait,
this.
you know what?
No,
You know what?
no,
Santo?
y'all are not gaslighting me.
Hold on,
Y'all
Ty.
are not
I
gaslighting me.
got an example why. Deku's statue is the same size as Bakugo's. It's the same size. They have the same fucking statue. Their statues right next to each other, so it looks like they both got the Finals MVP. To me, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, random.
You know that little kid? That little kid said, "Yo, growing up, I wanted to be like Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, All Might." And it mentioned Bakugo's in the same conversation as Deku about a story. All Might said, "You two are the greatest heroes. Not you, Deku, but Bakugo too." So you can hate on it, but Horikoshi, that's why I love Horikoshi. He knows what I need. He knows what I need. He always says Bakugo up, and that's why he's a nice guy. Agreeable.
Real quick, because Bakugo, not only if he doesn't do what he does, Deku dies because he can't fight Shigaraki and All for One. At the same time, he also did what only Deku and All Might did, which was beat All for One. And also, he did it right after heart surgery. He had heart surgery and then beat the greatest villain of all time.
Shigaraki clears
by himself. He beat the greatest.
Oh, he did not beat. No. Now we're capping. Now we're capping about All for One. Hold up.
So you can say that Deku saved the world, but
no.
By himself. We can say that.
We're not saying by himself. We're not saying by himself. Like we didn't watch chapters of people trying to do what JJK did to Sukuna before Bakugo got to him.
So then,
by himself. Fuck out of here.
Okay,
now, hey, y'all calling me out, but Lottie can cap like that, and nobody
if
says
you can cap, so can he.
How am I capping?
Because you said that. Oh, that's the least you can do. Say the word. I'm like, Bakugo say the word too.
So all by himself. I mean, like he fought him by himself. Because All Might and Stain fought him first.
Bakugo got there,
one
All for One was literally fighting everybody before Bakugo got there.
And by the time,
but I'm saying it was still a 1v1. Off of heart surgery. Off of heart surgery. Dude would just die. Dude just had his heart exploded.
Even Shigaraki had to help Deku.
Enough.
All right. Well, to answer your question, Gabe, Miles can't make it today.
People started capping and gaslighting me. Now I got to go back.
It's not.
He had an emergency, so he can't make it today, unfortunately. But we do have his list. So let's get into the list. Let's just get right into it.
I do not condone some of these people's lists, by the way. I saw some of their lists, and I was appalled.
Your list is one of the worst ones.
I'm disappointed in a few of y'all.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up.
Okay, let's.
I don't even like my order. I would just put in shit, bro.
I would have changed a few things too, but some of y'all's were just egregious.
Man, where's it? Okay, here
I forgot people. I don't. Some of the order I was kind of iffy on. It's just a lot of stuff. I was just.
Yeah. All right. So go all the way to. Why is it Vegeta twice?
Yeah. Why is Hisoka at the top? Or is this not the top of the list?
This isn't the top of the list.
Oh, okay, because I'll be like, yo, I did not have Ahsoka number one.
Santo, take it off.
Okay. Pause.
By the way, another thing, we watched the downfall of icons during our thing.
And
the Young Thug trial is still going.
Because I'm assuming it's a beautiful lady. I don't know who bought me this or who also bought me. Where is it at? Because I called everybody, I checked everybody. Someone got me this too. I asked my girl, she was confused. I asked my best friend, my mom, my dad. No one bought. No, I didn't get no emails. So whoever bought me all this, hey, I got a girl, but like my girl needs a girl. So like, send in your application. We'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days.
Lonnie. Not Lonnie got
you bought that for yourself, bro.
I really did it because that Berserk jacket was clean. I was like there's no note of like what company it is because I was like, yo, I might get something else from them, but there's like nothing in there.
Lonnie, you got secret admirer?
Hopefully,
hopefully that's Lonnie.
Hey, don't be shy now.
Don't be shy.
Especially we got money and they got two of these, which made no sense. So I don't know.
Lonnie, who are you disappointed with, Lonnie?
We got a anime recommendation from
Definitely
Saw.
disappointed with J-Rob. His list I think was probably the worst one. Who else? I'd have to look at the list again. I know J-Rob's pissed me off the most. I know that one for a fact.
J-Rob's pissed you off the most?
Can I say the name on his list, Riddell, or no?
There's a few names, so I'm just like, yo, what were you doing?
Say what you gotta say because I gotta figure something out. Go ahead.
How do you
Team Rocket's not a person. Team
That's
Rocket is not a person.
That's
You
true.
can't put down Team Rocket.
How do you put Pain at the top of the list when Griffith exists? How do you just do that?
Who did he put ahead of
You put
Johan?
Pain, I think it was Hisoka.
Are we
I
just
can't
spoiling?
remember.
Are we just spoiling lists right now?
We're spoiling J-Rob's list because it was that bad.
It was that bad.
It was that bad.
It's not Pokemon slander. It's the fact that he put the whole Team Rocket as like we didn't put down like the Akatsuki or the Espada. We put down individual characters, and this nigga put down Team Rocket. I was like, this nigga.
Let the record show that I'm not engaging.
W.
Where is J Rob at? Since he was good here.
Where? Oh, also, I got to talk about this. Someone sent a super chat. Go back to our donation board. Someone sent a super chat that they recommended me to watch Hattori the Outcast. I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, that anime sucked. It was not good.
Damn.
The main character, I hate him. He's annoying. And the power system is interesting. Like they definitely dive into like Chinese kung fu and all the elements of there. And Ho-Ho, it carries the show. You know, like how I feel about power for Chainsaw Man, Ho-Ho is for Hattori the Outcast. She carries the show. Yeah, I did not like the I did not like that anime. I don't think it was good. I give it a 4 out of 10. It was not good. But shout out, appreciate you though. Because I think that was Taco saw it too as well.
Yeah, I saw it. Like I was saying, like it has, I think, great fight choreography. I think it's animated quite well, but the story it's trash. It's mid at best.
Oh, also, whoever made Yakuza Fiance, why? We have some of us are in relationships. Some of us are in relationships. You just steal our girls. Just say that. Just say that you want us all to die single. There should not be that much female fan service in any show.
That show is great.
Santo was right. I watched the first episode of that show. That low key, it's not going to get the love because it's not like it's not a shonen or whatever. But that could be the anime of the season.
That show is
What are
great.
you doing? What are you doing?
That show is fantastic.
I'm gonna have to tase Taylor. I'm gonna have to tase her ass.
So I messed up somewhere, unfortunately. But let me try to figure out a solution real quick.
Jesus. By the way, I know people don't want to say. I know Wistoria, but Santo. Sometimes Aaliyah hides her feelings in Russian. Was fire.
Yes,
absolutely fire. We don't talk enough about Slice of Life on this show. We're still waiting for that one episode where me, you, Santo, Taylor, and somebody else talk Slice of Life because that was fire. Absolutely gas. And I know it's so good because when Crunchyroll makes a whole like commercial using an anime and they chose that of all things when they had Wistoria, when they had all these things and they chose a little 30-second clip from that one Slice of Life. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gas, absolutely gas. I need to read. It's on my reading list after Naruto to read because I can't read nothing else. I'm legitimately worried Miles will kill me if I read anything else.
All right,
yeah, like him.
Where are you in Naruto?
I figured out a solution.
He restarted. He restarted.
What do you mean you restarted?
I restarted. I'm already at the tuning exam, so you don't have to worry. I'm already at the tuning exams.
We're worried.
Why did you restart?
We are.
Because I wanted to. Because the Land of Waves arc is gas.
Why not just read the Land of Waves and then go back to where you were?
Exactly. That just makes the most sense.
Well,
like,
I didn't want to
about
make sense. I didn't want to make sense.
Clearly, it takes you like 5 years to read one manga.
I'm already at the Land of Waves. This is the only thing I'm reading.
That's like chapter 5. What are you talking about?
I'm already at the tuning exams. I'm sorry. I'm already at the tuning exams.
Time out real quick. Leon upgraded to the Bankai tier 2, so y'all already locked in. We appreciate you very much. You also can recommend an anime manga. Saw said Moriarty the Patriots. I actually was thinking about watching that. I kind of know who Moriarty is. And Jaden recommended Wistoria, so we need to we will lock in for that, of course. And then I added, so I accidentally put Vegeta twice. I don't know why I did that. So I was able to quickly remedy it by adding a new number 50 that I think makes sense based on how the list goes. So we are now ready to do
All right, real quick, let me answer Jaden's question because I tell this to everybody. So what I do, Jaden, is I tell people, I think I told this to Shar, but she's a hard-headed, so she just did both. You read up until 1,000-Year Blood War. You can like just look up or Google like when does 1,000-Year Blood War 1,000-Year Blood War start. You just read up to there and then you watch 1,000-Year Blood War because that's like because Kubo got sick and like he had problems with his editors, so the manga version of 1,000-Year Blood War is not his actual vision of what he wanted. What's going on right now, especially these latest episodes, which we need to talk about, Santo, because episode 2,
Fire.
10 out of 10, maybe 11 out of 10. That was peak.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, this is his real vision of the ending of Bleach.
But the biggest moments, like the biggest fights, we can't say it because we'll spoil you. Watch the anime for them, because even if it was made in like mid to early 2000s, they all slap still. They are amazing fights. So watch the fights.
But definitely just watch 1,000-Year Blood War. Do not read it. There you go. Shardus posted it. So stop at 423, I guess, and then watch everything else.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the list. Let us do the list. All right. Go to number 50. Can you remove the banner?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So now let me make sure I'm up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our top 50 villains, top 50 antagonists, top 50 antagonist list, antagonists of the protagonist list. This is a culmination. You can also see everybody else's list while we go. This is a culmination in terms of all their lists. I used some math. Again, if you want the formula, I'll tell you if you really want to know. But I was able to come up with a consolidated list from all our suggestions, and this is the top 50. So let's start off from the very bottom. We'll go through intervals in 10 to talk about all the characters and have a conversation about them, see if they're in the right spot, all that good stuff. Scroll down to 1 because you're missing the 50. There we go. So let's start off. Number 50 is a man from Shaman King. I had to search up some of them because some of them I didn't know. Man from Shaman King, the main antagonist. I think Lonnie had him highest on his list. I also think Miles had him on the list as well. But he made our list as a top 50 antagonist. Lonnie, you could talk about him.
No, he is one of the greatest. I think I had him in my top 10 because he is, or top 15. He's one of the greatest anime manga villains of all time because he won. He won. Like, not a lot of villains could say that in their stories, that he won. And it wasn't like, oh, he technically won. No, he won point blank, period. Like, Shaman King is, of course, like, if you watched it as a kid or, like, you watched the reboot now on Netflix, which is pretty fire. They also have the sequel out on Netflix as well, of Shaman King Flowers. Shaman King Tournament, basically, whoever wins becomes god of the world and can do whatever they want with the world. And he's been reincarnated multiple times. He had the most powerful spirit. So it's basically like the whole, throughout most of the show, you just knew that people's power levels are like 4,000 and his is like starting out like 300, 400,000 and stuff like that. You already knew like there was like no way people are really going to close that gap. And he ended up winning the tournament, beating the main character. And he kind of like decided like, you know what, I'm going to wait to see what happens. I'm not really going to go I'm not going to just destroy everything. I'm just going to chill, but I won, nigga. And you see him like in the sequel too, just being basically God. So yeah, he did what almost no villain does, and he beat the story. So yeah, he deserves to be on the list.
Santo, can you grab the scroll bar and move it just a little bit so we get the number 41 as well?
Oh, and his drip is cold.
There we go. But we'll talk about all of the 10. So because we can't spend all the time talking about everybody individually. But as you guys can see, Zeref is number 41, Vegeta number 42, Major from Hellsing Ultimate, number 43. Kira from JoJo's, number 44. Garo from One Punch Man, number 45. Rachel from Tower of God, number 46. Isabella from Power Miss Neverland, number 47. Haku from Naruto, number 48. Greed from Full Metal, number 49. And of course, Hao, number 50. What is our thoughts
I
about
have a prediction. I think Rachel's gonna end up being like, she might end up being on the Mount Rushmore villains because of how complex of a character she is and how much like the author makes you hate her. Because I don't think I hate a character beside. Not I would if I had a gun and I can only shoot like her or Shao Tucker, I would really think about it. I would really think about it. She's such a vile person, bro. Like I hate her. I hate her with a passion. Like I really hate this person. Like I almost didn't put her on the list because of how much I hate her, but then I remember like she's low key such a great character because of the reaction that you get from just seeing her be herself. But she's very complex. She's not completely evil, but she's also like so pathetic and such like a disgusting person that like she does like these. It's crazy. I don't know. You have to read and watch Tower of God to just really understand how much of a bad person she is. Also, how she's not completely bad at the same time, which also pisses me off.
Before we completely go into it, Santos with another 5 memberships gifted. Appreciate you, my boy. Constantly supporting the channel. We definitely love and appreciate what you've been doing for the channel, keeping us going. We appreciate that, of course. But yeah, Santos, MVP, man. Shout out, man.
What do you think about Rachel Riddell?
Rachel, I agree, is amazing. I think the more and more I think about Rachel, the more I'm interested on Rachel and her character arc. Because obviously, if you watch season 1 of Tower of God, Rachel is one of the most hated characters of all time.
That's just from season 1. She only gets worse, chat. She only gets worse.
She doesn't get better, but the intrigue of what Rachel and Bam's relationship is fascinating because it's obviously connected to Bam's backstory, and Rachel has an ultimate goal. Her character can go in so many different directions. She could have the worst ending. She can do something crazy to Bam. Like they could end up together because at the end of the day, I don't believe in any relationship that Bam is with. And Dorsey, I don't believe in any of the princesses. I'm not buying any of them. Bam and Rachel is like a toxic version of Mikasa and Eren. It's like it's not okay, but you're kind of still like, what's gonna happen though? What's really gonna happen? Rachel.
I hope he kills her. I'm so serious. I hope.
But he's not.
I hope he smites her ass.
I second that.
Double thorn powered up. I hope he smites her ass. And I'll be yelling, "Whoop that trick!" throughout the whole chapter. He's doing it too.
For Rachel making Lonnie rage this much, and Rachel being such a hated character, but also being such a good character, that's why she ended up making my antagonist list too. She's great. I think she deserves this spot. She'll only get better. I'm with Lonnie. She'll only get better as a character, with all things considered. But other thoughts, Vegeta actually didn't make my list because what I like about Vegeta is mostly him as a good guy for the most part. So that's why he didn't make my antagonist list. But he does have really good antagonistic moments. So I'm not even mad that he made this list.
Originally, Vegeta wasn't going to make mine. And then I remembered when he went Majin. And ironically, what triggered this was his reason why he did it. When Supreme Kai's right. The fate of the universe is on the line, and you want to have this dumbass fight. And his by the way, shout out to his DBZ voice actor because he fucking sold it. He's like meaningless. It's like, and he just spills it all out about why he has to do this, why he has to do this now. And then obviously to get over the point, he murders like how many people at that tournament? He murders hundreds of people just to get Goku to finally scrap. And I said, I get it. I fucking hated it, but I get it. And also, man, when he first came in, he was whooping ass. God, in Namek, my boy had a kill streak. He threw the UAV and and he had whatever the attack chopper up in Namek. My boy was putting in work as a villain before he obviously he switched over.
He probably should have. I probably should have put on my list, but I thought revisionist history, like people probably aren't going to put him down because of everything he's done in like Super and like later on. So I just didn't put him on. That's my fault. I should have put him on there.
One reason I put him on there because of his parallel with Goku and the build to Super Saiyan that he has. Portion of Super Saiyan is portrayed through Vegeta of what a Super Saiyan is meant to be. We think it's supposed to be a ruthless Saiyan, and Vegeta fits the criteria, but it's used to characterize why Goku actually became a Saiyan through his connection with Krillin. So it's like I think it was a great way to subvert expectations, build up to forms, and most of Goku's characterization as a Saiyan Earthling is in putting conscience to Vegeta, which I think is really good. So I think he was chess match between him, Gohan, Krillin, and Frieza on Namek is also fire. So I think all of that from the Saiyan Saga to Frieza Saga is why I have him as one of my favorite villains.
I'm not mad at it. I think Vegeta definitely is warranted a spot as well. Haku making the list surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it was too short for Haku to get on this list.
Who
Probably talking
voted? Who put him on their list?
I know I did.
Random.
I did. Just
I mean, it was so good. He's rereading it.
Fair.
you can make fun of me all you want. That shit's fire. I don't care. I really even now, like, if I had to do like a tier list of the villains, Zabuza and Haku would be up there. Obviously, I haven't seen the rest, but I really enjoyed their portrayals in the manga. So I put him up there. I also put Igris up there because he was whooping Jinwoo's ass. He said Jinwoo threw the daggers down. He said, "All right, bet I'm gonna whoop your ass this way too." He just happened to. It was like plot is why Igris lost for real.
Well, you put Igris down.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for like 3 chapters.
Igris was a monster. I'm not gonna hold you. Once I got to like 40, I was like, "Fuck it, man." I was like,
I'm saying, like he was like an antagonist for like one encounter,
and he was whooping ass. He was whooping the MC's ass.
Dang, so winning one fight makes your top 50 list.
Oh, don't give me that. Don't give me that. J-Rock keep rocking up. I don't want.
Here's another thing. For top 50 antagonists of all time, during that one encounter, can you tell me one word that Igris said?
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. He didn't even say shit.
And no talking lines, and you put him on the all top 50 list.
But Igris is not on the list at all. Haku was in your top 10 random.
I really like.
That's a lot.
So when I did it by how it wasn't just I didn't
over
go by,
Zabuza.
I can't remember exactly. I have to scroll. But
Bruh.
no, I'm pretty sure Zabuza was higher.
Oh,
but this
stop
was just how
reaction, random. Angie Carr, $10 super chat.
Let's go.
She said, "Konnichiwa, senseis. Janemba and Kid Buu has to be on this list. One pure evil. Insert Dr. Evil voice. My throat hurts. Who wants to do the evil voice?
Nah.
Not doing it.
All right." And the other went to heaven and ran fades with his dead ops. I think
I put
only
Kid Buu on my
random had
list.
Kid Buu on his list.
I put Kid Buu on my list. He didn't say a fucking word. He didn't
Also,
say a
He
fucking
was
word.
there for more than 2 chapters. He was there for more than 2 chapters.
Who cares? Who cares?
Also,
Who cares?
For this first 10, I would definitely put up Isabel and Zero. I'm both up. Isabel, bro, when you talk about tension as an antagonist on Gracefield, bro.
Me and Lonnie had the same
I think I put her
reaction.
pretty high.
Me and Lonnie had the same reaction, bro.
What happened?
Yo, Ty's
Ty's
internet has been trying to betray him the last like 3 weeks, bro. Like,
Yeah, Ty, you do be lagging sometimes.
It's all good. No, but I got what he was saying. No, Isabella, she's another complex antagonist I really like. I really do like complex people, so I think I had her like in my 20s or 30s.
Yeah, I had her higher up. I just think like the fact that she just had to do all of those things just to survive, like is she really bad, or is she just trying to get by? Like that conflict is just, I just think it merits a higher placing.
Fair. She just missed mine. She was like top 60 for me. She just missed it because I also think that she was like season one of Promise Neverland is one of the best season ones in anime history, in my opinion, and that's mainly like a giant part of it is due to Isabella and what she provides as a character and as an antagonist. So I think Isabella definitely deserved this list. Ty definitely helped because he added her last second because she might have not made the list altogether. But Isabella's like that. Kisei Teta did not. He's from Tokyo Revengers, right? Kisei Teta, or is that or am I tripping? Hukage, let me know if I'm tripping. I feel like or Kisaki. I feel like that that's a Tokyo Revengers character. Other characters, Zeroth was on my list. I Fairy Tale, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I think Zeroth is a fantastic antagonist for the series.
And I also had him on my list. I do like Zeref as a character. He might be my first or second favorite character in Fairy Tale, but
Really?
yeah.
He's top 3 for me. Jalal, Zeroth, and Gray.
Jalal is that dude.
Jalal is that dude.
Yeah, mine would be like Jalal, Zeref, and Urza.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Urza is Urza. That's all I can say.
I'm surprised you didn't say Laxus.
Top 5. Urza's top.
Laxus is kind of whiny to me. I don't really like Laxus.
Really? He got that dog in him after he stopped being
He's a dog, but I was like, I don't know. He was acting like too much of a little bitch sometimes. So I'm just like,
Hey, I don't matter.
Right, man, he got over it. But Zeref is fantastic. I thought Zeref was really good. I don't like the ending of Zeref and Natsu. I thought that was lame as hell. But Zeref's story was super fascinating. Him being the antagonist, but also not being the antagonist, but kind of doing what he has to do, considering the situation. And he didn't even deserve to be put in the situation he was put in. All he was trying to do, from my memory, was like help everybody. And then he was put on this curse that made him like he had like one of the worst existences in anime history. He just lives for a very long time. He can't die. Anything that gets closer to him dies. Like his existence sucks. And he created, and his whole plan with creating Natsu to kill him. You feel for Zeref. Zeref is a fantastic antagonist. One of the big pillars for Fairy Tale, for sure.
all right. Next, what's the next 10?
Nobody else we want to talk? Oh, I will say this about the Major. Because J-Rob's not here. I think he's put him on his list. The Major from Helsing Ultimate, what Lonnie said about how, the Major also deserves that credit. He won. At the end of Helsing Ultimate, he won. He absolutely did. Which is surprising because he sucked. He was a terrible person, but he actually beat Alucard. I don't think anybody who's seen it, this is quick spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Helsing Ultimate. Wait, Santo, have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Do you also agree Major won?
I do.
Yeah, like imagine beating Alucard.
I forget the ending. Did Alucard have like a moral victory or something like that, or?
I mean, he came back, but he didn't win. He had to kind of kill himself to eventually come back later on. But he lost against the Major. The Major, his whole thing was being a human to beat a monster, and he won. He beat Alucard. So he succeeded, man. Hey, Major is a great antagonist. And all he is a major, he's a Nazi major, and that's all he is. A human Nazi major. And he beat Alucard. Shout out, man. Great antagonist. Terrible person, though. But all right, let's go to our number 41. No, number 40 to 31. We got Broly, Asdeath, Kimberly, Kotomine from Fate, Muzan, Naraku, Orochimaru, Shishio from Rurouni Kenshin, Toga, and Ukiura.
Well, that's who J-Rob had over Johan. He had Muzan over Johan. That's what made me want to crash out. I was like, what is wrong with you?
So what do we think?
Did he really have Muzan over?
He had Muzan. Yeah, there were like 2 spots. Johan was like 2 or 3 spots below Muzan. I was like,
oh, Jesus. I only saw like, oh my God, never mind.
I
I'm
mean,
surprised Muzan made on a lot of y'all lists. I'm not gonna lie.
I forget. Did Muzan make my list?
I think I put him on mine.
I know I put him on mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have him right here. Yeah.
He made it randoms, J Rob, and Santos list.
Yeah, I didn't put that little baby on my list. I was not gonna do it.
Well, someone has to explain how Muzan made this list. Talk about it. What makes Muzan so
I was
great?
gonna say Broly is this high on the list. Is it only because of aura?
Yes.
Yes, that's all he needs.
That's all he
All he
needs.
needs.
Broly all aura. That's
That's
just
all
gonna
right.
check me.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. What else do you need, random? What else do you need, random?
Okay.
He got 2 movies. He got like 3 or 4 movies.
We don't talk about one of them for sure. We really propping up Bio Broly right now?
I'm not
We
gonna
popping up
lie.
Bio Broly right now?
He still got it. Hey, how about not only having a movie, but having a bad movie, but being so great? They made another movie.
They made
from
another
you to
one.
bring you into canon.
Another one.
That's how great Broly is.
That's called aura.
All I'm hearing is hypocrisy. That's all I'm hearing.
I ain't hypocrisy for what?
Hypocrisy here, man.
Shout out
Angie
Angie
Carr with another $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Angie. Said the people of Wallachia and Castlevania, justice for Dracula, the celestial dragons as a whole, talk about deplorable inbred water Billy MFers. Dang.
I had no sympathy for the people in Castlevania. I had 0 sympathy for the people in that city.
He gave him a year too. He gave him a year.
He gave y'all prep time. He gave y'all prep time.
And y'all was still thought he was capping.
You threw a party in his face. I'm glad y'all died.
They deserved it. I agree. I low-key wanted to put the world government, but like it just doesn't work. It's a group, but I low-key wanted to because they're crazy. But Broly deserves to make the list. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree, Jaden. I will put Akkas up before I will put Muzan down.
But yeah, let's Muzan. Random Santo. How did Muzan make the list?
I mean, it's gonna be hard because that baby that really just drops him a lot. But I do like that the entire. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, I personally like it from the anime. I like his character. I like Michael Jackson. I'm all for it. I like his character design. I mean, the baby really drops him down. I like every time he has dialogue. I do enjoy it every time he's on screen because I'm a lot of anime only. I like to see him on screen. I like to hear his dialogue. I like the aura that he presents to all of his underlings and whatnot. Is there a lot of depth? Not really. His story isn't great, but the same thing as Broly. I mean, I put him up there because I think he has aura within his group.
I think I'm the same way. It's mainly an anime decision for me. I understand him turning into a baby, but the way he's integrated himself into society, he has like all these things I just like he has a singular goal and he keeps trying to find what is it, the what do they call it? The blue water or something, Lily? I don't know exactly what it's called. Like, I just like him. You can't tell me, Lonnie, when he's walking into freaking the Ubuyashiki compound, you can't tell me that's not aura, bro.
That's aura.
That's aura.
But I'm saying, do you think that he's a better villain or antagonist than the second moon?
No, first of all, I have a few upper moons above him on my list. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like for people thinking that he's at the top of the list. Like, no, of the Demon Slayer antagonist. No, he's not. But he has aura. He clearly has aura.
Oh no, man.
Thank you, Char. Blue Spider Lily. So we could. You know what?
To be fair, J-Rob had Muzan the highest on his list, so he's not the fact that he's not here to face up for these situations.
You gotta have to see me. You gotta have to see me about his list. He's supposed to be like the secondary villain, and he just fumbled.
I mean, I'm just saying, I had him like at 30. So
and who he put at number 2? Ooh.
Oh, hey, we'll
get there. We'll get there.
By the way, I totally anticipate an anime only like ending for him. I don't think you can't put the giant baby on the screen. You can't do it. They're gonna change it.
Rodell, Nightbot about to make this list.
Yeah, I gotta edit the Nightbot settings. That keeps on because people put like 4 emojis, like stop spamming, like chill, Nightbot. As Death made it because of Aura. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
As Death made it. Um, Kimberly is honestly like an underrated antagonist. I think
Kimberly's
Kimberly's
great.
fire. I
Kimberly's
think
good.
he's amazing. Ty, tell us about Kimberly, man. Tell us about Kimberly.
I think I got some. Can I hear something in my background?
No, you're
No,
fine.
you just sound
Yeah,
good.
you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. I think Kimberly's fire because to me, he's a villain. As far as an alchemist, he seems to be the most realistic alchemist out there. Like he pretty much is the biggest realist there. So, for example, when they're out in war, he basically sees like people like Mustang, Riza Hawkeye, Armstrong, all these guys kind of freaking out. But he was like, y'all signed up to be in the military. Why are y'all like, even though they're doing something that's considered an atrocity, he basically takes things for what they are. He accepts the reality that he's in. Like he even told Ed and Al, they were asking like, why you work with a monk? Because he was like, well, they got the best chance of winning this war. So they let me use my alchemy the way I want to use it. So I just accept that. Like he's very realistic. He even said like, do y'all really think y'all could get y'all bodies back the path you're on without ever killing anyone? I think he brings a set of realism that challenges the characters' beliefs, and then obviously they overcome those beliefs. But I just think he always provides interesting perspectives for all the characters. Like he's fire. And also he's
Yeah.
cold as hell.
And also like what he did to Pride at the very end when he Pride absorbed him and Pride started getting like I forgot exactly what Al made him do to make him like hesitate and get afraid. And Kimberly's like, no, this is not how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be a homunculus. You're supposed to be Pride. This is not okay. And Kimberly made started making issues for Pride. I mean, he kept the same energy throughout. He never changed who he was. He was true to himself. And yeah, like if I'm creating a villain in a series, Kimberly is a good archetype of a villain that will stand the test of time in terms of holding his values and being a perfect antagonist to challenge a main character. Kimberly definitely underrated. I'm not gonna
He's
lie.
one of those. He's like I always call him like wild card characters, like the Hisokas. Like he's so unpredictable.
Yeah,
Those are usually like side antagonists, those unpredictable ones. But he's so unpredictable. You never know what he's gonna do.
I'm 100% with you. I think Kimberly's fire. Um, who else is on the top? We got Kotomine, which is I'm not Kotomine did impress me when I finally saw Fate. It's unfortunately Miles is not here. I think Miles had him pretty high. Miles had him top 5.
I think I had him in like my top 20. No, Kotamine is, how do I describe him? He's one of those like self-realized villains where like, he's like fully aware of his rights of like right and wrong, and like he's really good at weighing his options and weighing morality for his goals. And he also knows that like the fact that he's aware of morality and stuff like that in certain situations is why he can outthink and outsmart a lot of people. He uses like he knows how to use people's like personalities and situations against them, and like he just has a really great understanding of human nature, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I don't know, he's great because he knows how to be the cruelest, but he also knows how to play to people's sympathy. He knows how to be nice at times when he needs to for his goals. He's just, I don't know, he's low key a genius. He's a beautifully made character.
And I
Nice.
also say this: Naraku from Inuyasha, I think should be higher. When people talk about manipulators in anime, no one mentions Naraku. And what I like about Naraku is that all the people he affected, it was so personal. For example, Kikyo. He used Kikyo, like she nursed him back to health for years, and he eventually like betrayed her and literally turned a couple completely against each other, like Inuyasha and Kikyo. He like used them and turned them against each other. He turned Sango's brother against her. Like all his interactions are always so personal that it makes me feel more when they overcome him. Like a lot of times you see manipulators, sometimes it's in the background where maybe the manipulator and the manipulated don't really have a dynamic all the time. Like even for example, like Light's manipulated a lot of people, but he doesn't have a relationship with all these people. I think that because one, they're aware that he's doing all these strings, and they have like a personal vendetta to get back at him specifically, so they understand how he's personally affected him. I think it's created like this level of catharsis when they do overcome him because it's so personal. So
I'm with you. Naraku. just barely didn't make my list, but I do think he's an amazing antagonist for Inuyasha. I mean, he was a mainstay right from the beginning, pulling all the strings, as you said. He's great. Orochimaru also barely made my list. Orochimaru, uh, do we think Orochimaru didn't live up to expectation?
I think
I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah. Why
Bro,
would you
bro
say
killed
no?
Bro killed Hokage. He almost beat Tsusanin. We knew he was never gonna kill Sasuke. Like, you know what I'm saying? We knew that because you know what you gotta say. Like, come on, that's so I don't really hold that against him. We knew he wasn't showing the niggas like Itachi because he was scared of Itachi, right? So like I think they put a perfect gauge of like, okay, you're showing these characters, you're not over these characters. You know, we know you want to manipulate this person. Like he he's the reason why we have one of the best dynamics in shonen or just manga, Naruto Sasuke. Him forcing Sasuke's hand to strive for power is the reason why we have one of the best dynamics in manga, I think. So he built one of the best dynamics. He paid a lot of attention. He clipped the Hokage. I don't know, man. I feel like he was tough. And his introduction, one of the best introductions, I think, from a villain. I think he did his job.
I think he was one of the people I forgot to put on my list. I don't remember. But no, he is a very in terms of like his impact, it's very well rounded. Now originally I thought like he was probably gonna end up somehow being the biggest villain, but that just never ended up happening. But no, I feel like because of the whole power grab thing, like people discredit him a lot. And because he fails a lot in some aspects, they discredit him. But I feel like that's also a part of like he's like a scientist. Like there's always gonna be trials and errors in everything that he does. And yeah, we get to see a lot of his failures, but at the same time, like his successes and his impact go a long way in the story. So I don't know. I think he has like I think people sometimes view him as like a loser, but like when you really like look at the grand scope of things, like he's succeeded way more than a lot of villains have. So
Santo, what were you about to say?
No, I was just saying because I mean I put him up here and I put him high on my list. I just remember watching Naruto for the first time, and we've seen different antagonists and different villains, and you have that like one of the biggest moments, at least for me, growing up watching anime was when Orochimaru ripped up his face and it was a little child. Like like that was such a menacing or just such a vile thing for like someone to do just for his ambition, his goals. Like he has no remorse over to reach his goals. So I mean, I put him up there regarding that, and I think Lonnie hit it on the head on the term of a scientist. Like there is a lot of trial and error, which they do show a lot from him. Yes, did he is he somewhat underwhelming in a lot of the goals that he has? Sure, but I still have him up there because I mean, presence just as an antagonist towards the Leaf Village and everything that he does, I think he warrants a spot.
Fair. Definitely set the tone for part one, for sure.
Yeah, I remember that Kage was like, "You're not even human. You're a demon." When he took the face off and Orochimaru started laughing, that was creepy.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm surprised. Obviously, we got Lonnie's guy, Shishio, big Rooney Kenshin guy, who made the list, of course. Not surprised. He almost made mine as well. So, shout out Shishio. I'm surprised Toga made it. She almost made mine. She's like top 75 probably for me.
same.
But a lot of people like Toga. So she made the top 50 list.
I mean, she's literally just a product of her environment, and like if she was supported, like her parents support her, she ends up different. But she's who she is, and she embraced it. She's like a direct when Shigaraki says I'm a hero to them, she's like the exact person he's talking about. Like he found her. Maybe for instance, let's just say if she runs into Deku at some point before she runs into Shigaraki, maybe she's a different person. You know what I mean? But she doesn't. No, I'm not saying Deku would be like, yeah, sure, let's just go out and start killing random things. But Deku would have helped her as best as he could have. But she just ran into Shigaraki, and that's just how it worked out.
Well, that's fair. I really did like her story, and like I said, I think her ending with Uraraka was amazing. I thought it was really good writing, really good dynamic, of course. But surprise, Toga made it, and then of course Ukiura. Kai said he's the most overrated character in Bleach, but Ukiura, I'm not surprised made the list. He is one of the most iconic characters in anime history. How are we feeling about Ukiura being number what 30 or 40? Let me see. He's 31.
I'm actually surprised that he's higher than Orochimaru, to be honest.
Yeah, I got Orochimaru in for sure. For sure.
Any more thoughts about Ukiura?
Wait, Lonnie, you're muted. Hold on,
Hello?
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Okiora is not overrated. He should probably be higher on the list. My thing with Okiora in terms of the Bleach story, his dynamic with Orihime, I thought brought a sense of humanity to like Hollows and like the whole Arankar aspect, because he represents despair and like he's supposed to have like no emotions, no nothing. And the fact that like Orihime was able to somehow still reach him and stuff like that, and you saw like, spoiler alert, in his dying moments, him reaching him, the person that's supposed to represent despair, and if you read his backstory, he had no sense of taste, smell, sight, emotion, nothing. And the fact that he was able like to find that at the end and like reach out to Orihime was like, yeah, I don't know. To me, he's a great character, and I feel like he's a great antagonist for Ichigo, like pushing Ichigo further and further. Because at the same, like, I feel like they were opposite sides of the spectrum. Like they both wanted Orihime for different reasons. I feel like he kept Orihime around longer than he probably should have, because he was overprotective of her, not just because of Aizen, because like of what she was like bringing out of him, and of course Ichigo was trying to save him. So they were both trying to claim Orihime for different reasons, but both reasons were in a way valid at the same time. So I don't know. And yeah, he did steal Stark's shine. And if you want to be real, he really should be Espada number one. If you want to be real, because Aizen did not know about the second resurrection. If Aizen knew about the second resurrection, guess what? He probably would have been number one. So
he did know about it.
Yep.
I thought Aizen said that. I thought he said that Aizen didn't know about it.
Well, Aizen knows everything. Like that. Like that's his. That one. We literally see Ukiura in when Aizen top always playing. We see a panel of Ukiura in the second form. Like he knew about it. He just listen, man. How he didn't know but knew, listen, I don't know, but he knew. Hey, man.
Now you guys did say something interesting. Orochimaru over Ukiura. Why do y'all think that?
I think Ukiura is probably my favorite Bleach villain. I'm trying to think between him and Grimmjow. Him, Grimmjow, and Aizen are probably the top three, but no, Yuha. Oh, is he my favorite Bleach villain? I don't know. But I think introduction is more interesting. I think he has more impact on more characters in interesting ways, like Jiraiya, for example. Like Jiraiya's perspective on Naruto not chasing Sasuke is primarily tied to his dynamic with Orochimaru. You can go to Tsunade, you can go to Tsurukage, you go to Sasuke. Like, again, I think he pioneered one of the most interesting dynamics in manga through him manipulating Sasuke, right? Like, I just think that Orochimaru's catalog is too deep. I think he had his fight with Tsurukage as far as us seeing, like, not only the Tsurukage's like his vulnerable side, like he couldn't kill his student. Like now you could argue maybe he had the power to do so, but he just couldn't fully kill his student. Like there was like a hesitation there. So I think what that battle led to, of like how the stories, like the tension, the conflict from that battle, I think he provided more conflict. I think he had a better introduction and just more interesting character relationships that were more impactful. And again, he pioneered Naruto versus Sasuke. I just think that's too much. I think that's too much, bro.
Yeah.
Santo, well, let's see what Santo has to say.
I mean, he summed it up, and he didn't even bring out Kabuto. Like,
Yeah.
Like his impact throughout the entire story is felt. Ulquiorra, I mean, he had a great moment. I mean, and I like Ulquiorra. Like he's dope, character design, everything. But I mean, unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough on his resume to be over
That's
Orochimaru.
fair. I like Okiora more than Orochimaru, but I would agree with what y'all are saying.
I do think that my favorite thing about Ukiyo is his the theme that goes into like what a heart is and how it ties in like to Kaien. Like remember when Haruki had met Kaien and they were talking about like you make a connection with someone, that is what a heart is. And then one of my favorite moments is when Ukiyo is asked what he made, like, "Are you afraid of me?" He was like, "No, because my friends, my heart is with them." So that was I was like,
Mhm.
that was tough because it ties into like I have companions and that's why I'm not afraid. That ties back to Kaien thematically. That ties into the whole like all the Arankars fight alone. All of them are separate. None of them have connection. Like it really ties into that theme of companionship versus isolation for the for like the Soul Reapers and the Espada. So that was tough.
I mean, I hear what you're saying because I do think Orochimaru has more impact than Ukiora. I mean, obviously with all the connecting pieces, like you said, everything that he did with Sasuke. But I do also think that Orochimaru had some lows that I wasn't a big fan of when it comes to his character, and obviously, with hey man, Sasuke put him on a shirt at that end. I'm not gonna lie, Sasuke put on that
The
big shirt.
Chachi
He's
also
like,
used him.
As he
hey,
sh-
man,
as he should.
as he should, but hey
Chachi
man,
pumped the hell
look
out
at
of
that
him. That
shirt.
was hilarious.
Hey, Sasuke put him on the shirt. Yeah, there's some moments I'm just like not as big of a fan. Early, like Orochimaru original Naruto was fantastic. His introduction was fantastic. But Ukiora's introduction was also fantastic. He obviously made a present right off the rip, and he when it comes to Ukiora and what he did to the main character in terms of Ichigo, I mean, he quote unquote killed Ichigo. I don't know where we're going to go from there,
That
but
was the ultimate plot armor. That was the ultimate plot armor because we all, cause they, I'm sorry, we all know how hollow holes work, and that is not how it works.
Wait, Lonnie. The first time he put a hole in, or the second time he did it twice.
He did do it twice.
He literally put a hole in twice.
I'm saying
I
like
mean,
because I remember like I was like I forget what age I was, but when I read that manga or when I read Ichigo coming back, I was like, huh? And I went back to like volume 3 or whatever, whenever like he was training with Kisuke and they were explaining the whole holification process. I'm like, this does not add up. This doesn't add, like you're just putting a hole in his chest and now it's like I was like,
I mean,
what?
you can just argue that White just wanted to protect.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Like, oh, White just wanted to protect them. But I was like, bruh.
hey man, but in order for us to get one of the greatest fights in anime history, just like Naruto versus Sasuke, Ukiora versus Ichigo is one of that too. Specifically, Vaste Lord Ichigo. Ukiora was a threat, man, and he, for the short amount of time and his kind of minor role for the story, he was thoroughly entertaining. And even that theme that people resonate with a lot, despite it not being a large point of the story, even though you brought in Kaien, with not having a heart in terms of Ukiora, he left a lasting impression. I mean, he's a character I'm sure a lot of people just wanted to see more of at the end of the day.
Last thing with him, also his relationship with Grimjaw was also very interesting because it established that gap between like the Vastolordes and like the rest of them, and like how Grimjaw like envied and like knew that like yeah he's only like 2 ranks above me, but he's like at a place I can never reach. And so like that conflict and that animosity between the two of them was also really good for the story.
Yeah, I mean, Ukiora definitely triggered. If you want to talk about at least the characters he did affect, it would be obviously Ichigo, it would be Grimjow, and Orihime not so much. He didn't really change much after meeting Ukiora. So yeah, Ukiora, hey man, he locked in. I don't see many lows. I just see highs. He's a character that could have
Got
done
a plot
more.
armor.
Hey man, that's tough. But all right, let's go back to the list. Let's go to our 31 to 32 21.
Is Isabella there twice?
Oh yeah,
Bruh.
Oh, did I mess up? Oh my
it's
God.
okay. It's okay.
So the problem is, I think what happened is I put this. So I created the list. It was all set to go, but then I put it into a Google sheet to organize the numbers, and I think it messed up in certain names. I'm like, that's what I'm like, and I should have looked over it again to verify. But hey man, shout out Isabella, man.
Yes, yeah, Isabella.
That is the
We can throw in Team Rocket at 50.
Shout out to J-Rob.
Yeah, throw Team Rocket at 50. I mean, that's 50. It's 50 on his list, so I just throw Team Rocket at 50.
Well, we can look at it. Who else people have at number 30? I had Goro, my 30 spot. J-Rob had Doflamingo on his 30 spot. Random had Muzan on his. Santo at Char Ansnable. I don't know who that is.
From Gundam Wing.
Oh, shout out Gundam. Miles had NB. Ty had Mahito. And Lonnie had Sukuna. Who has the best number 30?
All right, who?
Sakuna. What?
Lonnie, you had Sukuna.
Oh, no.
That tattoo is dropping.
That's easily the best one out of the room, bro. Like, stop it, bro. Stop it.
You think Sukuna is a better antagonist than Mahito?
Yeah. What? Is that like a
No, I'm asking. I'm just asking.
I think they're in the same tier, to be honest.
Because that's
If you
where
think
I was
Sukuna is
leaning.
better, I won't be mad at you, but I think like Mahito's writing is.
Because the way you reacted, it was like it's a clear, and I was like,
I don't think it's a clear. I can definitely understand Sukuna like being higher on people's list, but like Mahito in terms of like the complexity of his, like what he represents for the story and everything.
He's tough. He's tough for sure.
I'll say this: I think most people just draw the hatred, like the hatred that Mahito will draw and will continue to draw. Like when I saw a girl, like she was a streamer and she's watching JJK for the first time, she's crying because Mahito kills Nanami, and he just like I don't think anybody's ever gonna hate. I think people are just gonna associate that hate with the villain when you don't have to sometimes really hate a villain to see who's better. I think that hate's gonna carry Mahito a lot with the masses.
Yeah, people are gonna say that they hate Mahito more than they hate Sukuna.
No. Sukuna killed Gojo. Do y'all know how much hate came with that when he clipped Gojo?
When that happens, we'll talk about it. But right now, Mahito
In the manga. Like,
Yeah, but Mahito had clipped Nobara for a while. That at least was
No. Gojo is like
Yo,
listen,
I understand.
It's Gojo.
But I'm saying
Like-
that's one body. Freaking
It's well, he killed more than one that. But
he killed more. But I'm saying like one big body. Mahito has 3. Because remember the kid that he turned into a Pokemon, the guy he turned into a Pokemon. That's 1, and then Nanami. That's 2.
He's my Junpei.
I was locked in on Jinpei.
He shout tuckered him.
I was locked in on Jinpei, man.
So Junpei, Nanami, Nobara. That's his big 3,
And
right?
then you look at then think about all the
Nobra's alive. I was like, Nobra's alive. Wait, what the?
Yeah, but
she's alive.
For years, people.
Oh,
didn't know that.
Nanami.
You thought she was dead.
She's alive though. So Nanami and Junpei, right?
Yeah, but they also have to think about the cruel things like
Gojo, Choso. Who are we talking about? Just if we're talking strictly just massive hero names, you say Gojo and Choso. Though I feel like that's come on, man.
But at the same time, you also have to think like Mahito was turning regular humans into cursed corpses or whatever, and they were begging like Yuji, kill me. Like he was doing that to innocent people and all that stuff. So it's
I think people always just gonna hate Mahito more than
and Mekamaru. Remember, he killed Mekamaru too.
Okay, Mekamaru. Oh, so you say? I mean, if we were talking about people like do we not remember he did Shibuya? And then Yuji, look, check what I did.
Those are NPCs.
You just named NPCs. He transformed, human transfigure. What are you talking about? You just named
they weren't dying. They weren't begging.
You just named NPCs.
They weren't begging, but Sukuna's NPCs just died instantly. They weren't.
Yeah,
Mahito were begging to die. They're like, yo, please kill us because this guy just touched us and now we're fucked. Like, yo, please.
Which one impacted Itadori more? Because Itadori packed them up.
When he saw Shibuya. Mahito Yuji had to kill them.
I know what I'm
Does
saying.
Mahito's NPCs count? The NPCs he killed that we know he did?
I remember like he was turning.
He killed like random people.
Yeah, because remember Yuji had to kill those kids that he turned, and then Yuji was crying because he was crying because the kids were beating on him and he didn't want to kill the kids.
He wasn't crying. He cried when he saw that when she did Shibuya. He literally threw up and broke down, like literally.
I feel like
He packed up them little kids and went back to fighting. He literally had to take a pause, sit there, throw up, cry tears. He was scratching in the manga. He was peeling his skin. How terrified he was on his face.
I think Mahito's worse.
I think I think
People are always. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think Sukuna has more aura, and he is stronger. Sure, he has bigger feet, bigger peaks. Sure, Mahito is just disgusting. He's high fiving people to just kill. I mean, it's a difference.
I agree. I'm just saying that Shibuya incident with the transfiguring humans versus what he made him look at Shibuya. I just think Itadori was impacted more. That's what I
did was quick and painless, low key.
Huh?
Okay,
I think people.
The Domain Expression was low key a mercy kill. Like they died. Most of them died instantly. Technically, it was a mercy kill. Like, hey,
mercy kill.
Mm-hmm. Random, get what you got to get off, and then we'll get back.
No, I just think I think it's just obvious. People are just gonna hate Mahito more. You just the way it was made, the way he was crafted, his character. They're just gonna hate him more.
There's more.
We get Gojo Sukuna when they fight. Obviously, people are gonna freak out because Gojo lost again, but it's gonna be like this is it. The way it's crafted, this is it. The strongest versus the two strongest people are finally throwing down, and nobody's gonna walk. I just think the catharsis that people had, whatever the hell how you say that word, that people had watching Yuji walk down Mahito. Like, I'm sorry, bro.
People are still grieving. People are still grieving Gojo, bro. Like
people are still grieving Nanami.
Not like damn it, go yo, like come on, bro. Like why are we doing this? Niggas are saying, yo, Gojo will come back. Chapter 272. It don't exist. They say maybe he'll come back now. Niggas like Gege just glazed Sukuna. Sukuna should have won. Niggas are pissed that Gojo got his ass packed up.
I was pissed. You know how pissed I was.
Niggas are we're mad at Sukuna, bro. That he got Gojo up out of here and sent that nigga to hell. And hell, I guess I say hell because Ghetto and Toji are there, so he has to be in hell. And I didn't write it. You know what I'm saying? Gege sent Gojo to hell. They're looking up at us.
To the hell.
All right. I think the rest of this list should be fine, hopefully. So with that said, let's go to our 30 to 21. Isabel is a messed up one, but we got Kaido, Blackbeard, Hisoka, L, Makishima from Psychopaths, Cell, Doflamingo, and Furuta. It's not a bad list. I'm surprised Kaido made the list, to be honest. Kaido wasn't on my list at all.
Do people usually have Dofi over Kaido? And if so, why?
I like Dofi. Oh, before we get into that, Angie Carr with the $2 super chat said, "Put Nightbot on the list. They crashing out." Nightbot is crashing out. I gotta fix that before next stream. Nightbot
I don't know what Nightbot is on, but they are tripping. I think the reason why I have Doflamingo over Kaido is I think it's also I think it's more like the personal reason. I feel like because of like what he did to Law and like that whole backstory. Not that Kaido didn't do like a whole lot of messed up stuff too, but they also kind of work together like indirectly too. So like they kind of have like some similar things that they did, like the whole smile drug. But yeah, I just feel like Dofi, his was more like intentionally personal. Like Kaido did a lot of cruel things, but he was about business and like getting things done. Dofi did things to just be cruel at times. And he enjoyed and reveled in his cruelness. Kaido, like he was like a mob boss. He was just like a leader of a biker gang. Like he was doing things for power. While Dofi did things more towards like he was more sadistic, if that makes sense.
Do you think do you think the cultural influence?
Thank you, Bob. He had a deeper depth
that Doflamingo had impacts how high he is on the list? Because I mean, wasn't who Jonathan Majors also was in a magazine cover dressed up cosplaying as Doflamingo?
I forgot. No, it has nothing to do with that for me.
Okay.
There's usually two reasons why I favorite a character, because obviously this is a favorite, It's one reason, aura, because I like my aura. You know, just cool character, enjoyable character on screen, of course. I.e., Broly. I don't need depth when you're Broly. Or two, your story, the writing. And I just feel I know more about Doflamingo compared to Kaido. The thing about Kaido is I wish we did, and maybe we still will. The jury's not out on it. One, I did not like Kaido's end because I still feel like no way he's dead, right? I'm still confused. I don't know. Kaido's end is a little oblivious to me. And also I understand why Dofi is who he is. We got the whole backstory. We got to learn Dofi was a celestial dragon who his father decided to come with the commoners. That didn't work out. Then he became this very evil dude. From his perspective, you get why he's evil. From like a normal person's perspective, he's unhinged. But we see Dofi's we seen Dofi's path to madness and see how evil he's become. So that's why I just enjoy Dofi's character more. I don't think we got the and Kaido's character. I'm still kind of confused. Like sometimes Kaido fell out the sky and crying. It's like it seems like he wants to kill himself. Like why? Like I have still some questions. Like why are you have a daughter? Like do you like your daughter? I don't even know. So it's like Kaido. I'm just still.
I feel like we know all that stuff though. So for the one, we know like he got used by the government, so he want to use his strength for himself and not be used by other people. We know why he wants to die. He wants to leave a legacy like Roger and Whitebeard. Like what I love about that so much is like what it means to leave a legacy in One Piece in general, like having other people to inherit your will. So like I love it because it's put into contrast for like what made Roger and Whitebeard great pirates. Like because he thought that they had a grandiose death and so that they're remembered for it. But what I like about Kaido, what I like about those two deaths is that in their deaths they kind of push for a better future for the next generation. Like Roger, aired a new age of piracy, and then Whitebeard reinforced it. Their biggest thing was helping the next generation, and that's why they have a legacy. But Kaido's whole thing is holding the next generation back, and that's why he's not going to leave one. Right? And I think it plays into why his death was so quiet because he's not going to leave a legacy the way those two did because he held back Yamato, he held back Momonosuke, he's trying to hold back Luffy next to the worst generation. Like everything he's doing is the opposite of what made Roger and Whitebeard great. I feel that's fire. So he had fire and he helped us get Gear 5 Luffy, which I think is also fire. So I feel like we know the things like we know why he wants to die. We know why he relies solely on his strength. I thought we got that though.
I mean, even with your explanation, I don't think they're satisfying results of what I've seen on page and on screen. But I mean, we'll see. One Piece is not over, and Kaido's story is technically not finished because we got to learn more about rocks. So, I haven't given up on Kaido's character necessarily, but yeah,
I put Delphi ahead of him, like I said, for like the depth of cruelty and the depth of evil intentions. Like I said, like Kaido, like to me, he was just more about getting the job done and like his goals, while Delphi kind of like relished in what he was doing at times. Like when he like controlled the king, like you saw, like I think like you saw like an anime, he was laughing the whole time doing it, like just enjoying like him killing his own people and stuff like that. Like he lives to be evil, while Kaido is evil not just out of necessity, but like it's just the best way to get the job done. So I don't know. That's why I have just stuff above him more. And also like what he did to Law and all that. Like Law has one of the worst backstories in the thing, and like a lot of that is also because of Dofi. So I attribute that to as well.
Yeah. L. I think the only reason why L's not higher is because some people don't see him as an antagonist. Because I mean, L's fantastic. Not much.
I put L as an antagonist.
You said what?
I don't think I didn't put L as an antagonist.
I don't know how. Okay, we're not going to get into it. We're just not going to get into it. Okay. If people...
Lonnie about to be like, was L wrong? Was L wrong? Was L wrong?
I don't know. I did put L. I did put L down. I thought for some reason I was thinking, wait, did I put L? Check the list.
I don't see L on your list.
Oh, Light's on there though. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if L was on this list, he would be higher. If like everybody put him as an antagonist, he would be higher. I mean, not much to say about that.
I mean, to Lonnie's defense, it started off with a 50 villains list. So
No,
well,
I
it
said
just started off with
we
villains.
all said pretty early on it's antagonist.
I tried.
No defense.
But also, technically, to me, yo, Ty, do you consider Aaron an antagonist at all?
No, he's not. He's a villain though, but I wouldn't say antagonist.
Okay.
Let me ask Ty the question that
Lord,
I know for a fact, but I think Ty, since Lonnie loves to learn from Ty. Is there a difference between antagonist and villain, Ty?
Yeah.
there is.
Mm-hmm.
Then
How did I get in this?
Can
because I kept on trying
can-
to tell them that there's a difference between antagonist and villain.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
And
didn't
that's
argue
why
that.
Aaron is not the antagonist; he's the protagonist. But he's a
yeah,
villain.
he's a villain. Yeah,
Can a anime be focused on the antagonist?
can the anime focus on the antagonist? Yeah,
Like
the
the antagonist be the main character?
no,
No, that's the protagonist.
yeah,
Well, like I said, with my list, because at first it was 50 villains. Then I think that I put the first message. I'm adding antagonists too. So my list was villains and antagonists. If you scroll up, you'll probably see, like I said, 50 villains is too hard. I'm adding antagonists.
yeah.
So-
I'm about to say, because if Aaron became the antagonist, who's the main character when he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's still the main character throughout.
Yeah, he just
Is it
became a
really
villain.
impossible to put a villain as the main character?
Li-
That
like-
Overlord
like-
does that.
Like
Light
no,
is
no,
the
and
villain,
that-
he's
and
the main
that's-
character.
they're talking about antagonists. So like, antagonist can be the main character, but a villain can be like Light's the main character and a villain, and
Yeah.
L is a good guy and an antagonist.
Joker is a villain and he's a protagonist.
Yeah,
By the
I
way,
guess
I
it's
saw
because-
Joker 2, Santo.
trash.
I didn't even really like Joker #1. I fell asleep.
What?
It's a
I
slow
couldn't
burn.
watch it, bro. I got bored. I'm like, when is the cool Joker stuff gonna happen? I
That's
got
the
bored.
problem. Y'all
It's-
expecting it was a different take.
Talking
bro.
about Riddell?
Bro, I'm
Oh.
watching Joker to see Joker. I'm not watching to see this
God.
depressed
It's
dude.
it's
Talk
it's a
about
great
depression.
story. It's a great movie, but it's such a slow burn. I can understand.
No,
Thank
I
you.
but
get
is this
it,
the
but
one?
I was locked in.
if you're expecting like the Joker from like the DC, like for instance, let's just say the Batman animated series Joker, you're gonna be that's not who he is.
Well, I have a
I
question.
watched the
But this is how
Joker
real life
movie,
villains are made,
Joker.
Riddell.
Is this that one that is Joker 2 from the first one where he was like
Joaquin Phoenix, the depressed guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the first movie because I was like, I accept that it's a different take. I accept that, but it just wasn't for me at that point. I'm gonna go back and finish it at some point because I do want to go back and finish it.
not.
I just
The first movie is great, Ty. The first movie
No,
is
first
great.
movie is
no,
the first
it's
movie is
interesting.
fantastic.
You know what it was? You know what it was? It wasn't even judged on the writing quality. It was just that I went in. I didn't. Someone told me to watch it. And I was like, "Oh, you like Joker?" I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it." And I was came with an assumption what it would be, and when it fit, I was like, I'll watch it later.
I think that's a problem with some
I was like,
people.
I'll watch it later, and then I never got back to it. So
Like in my opinion,
Ty, just think of it walking in. If you have to think about walking into something like a modern villain being born, like
Mhm.
it's like society failing someone over and
Yeah,
over and over
yeah.
again until they turn. That's what.
yeah, that's and I do plan to finish it because
in my opinion, that behind Heath Ledger's Joker from the first Joker movie is my favorite Joker. Like it's Heath Ledger, then Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
but Heath
Are we
Ledger
talking animated or just live action?
live
Live
action.
action.
Heath Ledger was
Yeah, no, Heath Ledger is like the Batman animated series. They made him live action. That's him. That's who Heath Ledger is. But
I ain't gonna lie
this
to you.
Joker, he's more terrifying to me than Heath Ledger because of how like the other, it's like comical. Like
He's
for
more
instance,
realistic. I feel like
he's more realistic. That's why he's more terrifying to me than the Heath Ledger one.
Which
Nah.
fair.
That's how I felt about it.
Let me,
Heath
Like-
Ledger's Joker is a straight anarchist. Like
Like I
literally,
wouldn't be in a
he's
city with him.
he's
Anarchists
literally
aren't that
Mahito.
scary, though.
He's Mahito.
literally.
No,
Anarchists aren't
their
scary as
their
someone-
point is the realism aspect because Heath Ledger is a comic book character.
Yes.
To be as planned and as organized and manipulative as Heath Ledger's Joker is not realistic, but not
really
as
think that?
realistic.
Not to the degree
when
that
it comes
he
to
is.
a serial
I
killer.
got you. I got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
when it comes to like someone like Joaquin's Joker, where it's like the society's not treating me right. I mean, we see how many people like society's not treating me right, and I'm gonna go and act crazy like that. That is like every day nowadays. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie.
it's
when
more
you-
it's more
when you-
sad than
he's-
terrifying.
thing is, he's such a great guy. He's such like a wholesome person. And you just see like society just step on him over and over and over again throughout the movie, where it just like it breaks, and like his like security blankets, they fall through, and like everything else, like everything just goes wrong in his life, and he's generally a decent person. He just goes over the edge.
All right, well, enough about the Joker. Let's talk about the rest of this list. Speaking of Joker, Hisoka's on this list. Shadow Hisoka. I mean, we know Hisoka's great.
I want to make this point. And just stick with me. Stick with me. Seriously. Hisoka, if I were like, I got commended Togashi. If I were to come to y'all and say, yo, I gotta catch my manga, and I would describe them, and I was describing them, and I was mentioning traits that Hisoka has, y'all think I'm insane. But Togashi made a good character. Like that to me, like is such a skillful writing to me. Like he was able to take a character as off as Hisoka and make him interesting. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Did you
no,
ever
I
read,
hear you.
did you ever
I'm
read
with you.
his like his backstory one shot or whatever?
I didn't know.
You should watch. You should read it. You should read it. It's actually
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. It's like the story. I think it's about like how he gains his nen ability and all that, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. And maybe appreciates Ahsoka a lot more as a character too.
every time he's around, he has that presence. Like every time he's around, he's compelling. Like he's such a weirdo. I don't know how Togashi does it.
Just like we were talking with Kimberly,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
not canon. Make it
he's a
canon.
wild card that can change up the story any way he feels like it.
Yeah, and he's such a weirdo. Like
He's such a weirdo. It don't make sense, man.
On real quick on Hunter x Hunter, latest chapter. I'm not even gonna talk about the chapter. Stop making it paragraph x paragraph or essay x essay. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this, bro. Like I'm not. Oh my god, Ty, did you see the panels?
Yo,
I saw the
those panels
panels.
were crazy,
The panels
bro.
to see- It's low key impressive how many little bubbles you can fit onto like a little line, bro. Like that's a skill in itself. I'm just like, because I'm like the last page of that chapter and like a few. I think I posted like 3 of them in the Telegram chat. They're just like long. They're just long.
Hey, yo, shout out to
It's a
that.
good chapter, and
Shout out
it's
to
a
the
good
translation
chapter.
team for that because
But,
I know
like,
their hands
bro.
must have been hurting after all doing all that.
Let me see. Let me
Bro,
look.
Ain't
I'm
no
just
way, bro.
flipping
It's
through.
literally
Most of the
just
chapter.
make it a light novel with some pictures in it. At that
Oh!
point.
I want to see Togashi's vision though. I like with the art. So I'm looking at it. Whoa.
Yeah, I can't read Hunter x Hunter personally.
Well, here's the thing, right? I feel like One Piece has crazy amount of dialogue. One Piece has a lot.
It does have a lot of dialogue.
I don't think it's comparable when it comes.
It
No,
is not
no.
even
My
close.
thing is, I really enjoyed the Crollo versus Hisoka fight. Once we got on this freaking boat, the text bubbles got crazy. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna count the text bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Jesus. That is a lot. That's too much.
There's
Bro,
more
I
text
remember the
bubbles than
chapter-
art.
Ty, he's tripping.
He's tripping. But Hisoka makes sense. What Hisoka's number? What 26? I think that's fair. Almost hit the top 25. Cell Makishima. I'm glad Makishima got love.
Makishima's
Makishima's
great.
I'd move Cell down personally. I like
think I-
Cell.
I don't think I
But-
had Cell on my list.
I personally love Cell way more than Frieza in my opinion.
I do too. I don't Frieza. I like Cell way more than Frieza. But
Like
San-
Cell
before we
more
get
than
into that, Santo, talk to us about Makishima.
No, I think Makishima is one of the greatest antagonists in anime. Just his concept alone that he just wants to just break the entire what I think it's called the Sybil structure that they have. that pretty much in Psychopaths they judge people based on their stress levels, and he's a character that just tries to show everybody that that's a flawed system, because he, he murders people pretty much calmly. So it's just his view on how this system is completely incorrect, and he's being judged for it. I think he's a great manipulator, great mastermind. The dialogue when he has with the I can't remember her name. It's the female main character, and he pretty much brings a level of understanding where he's coming from. I think he's great.
Yeah, Makishima is great, and like you said,
He's one of my favorites.
like more specifically, it's the likelihood of you to be a criminal. This is literally the same thing with Minority Report. From people talk about that all the time, and I mean, people talk about the ideas like trying to prevent crime, but this is the problem when you try to prevent it. The preventative method, like at that point, you were convicting someone before they're even doing an action, even though all the signs are there. And in this situation, it might be a safer society, but obviously with Makishima, who has the ability to basically have no emotions. I mean, that's the biggest thing with Makishima. He has no emotions, so you can't. Nothing about him gives away that he is about to commit a crime. No, he's fantastic. He's a perfect villain for this series, and yeah, he did a great job as being an antagonist. And there's parts about it where he's like, you're low key rooting for him in certain elements.
Yeah.
Certain series too. So yeah, Makishima's great. But Ty, you're about to crash out that some of us have Cell over Frieza.
I just think in the anime he presents better than Frieza in the
I'm not gonna
anime. I
lie.
mean, and based on his story and who he is, of course I have Frieza over Cell, but I mean, from being an anime person, I think Cell presents better.
I agree. I agree.
I can't argue with that. Like what you feel like presents. I don't know, but I just feel like
The Dragon Ball Bridge definitely helped too.
what do y'all like? I guess what's better about Cell? That's why I always try to figure out like what y'all like more about Cell.
I like his, for instance, I liked his perfect look, but let me say his whole look. Because imperfect Cell, like get this bug off my screen, bro. I don't got time for this. Even his introduction, I just like better because he's just this. All this is going on with the androids in the background. Meanwhile, there's just this. What's the best way? This predator, just slowly gaining power behind the scenes, and he's something that eventually becomes such a point that, oh my god, I know we're trying to fight 17 and 18. We got to figure out what the hell's going on over here too. Why? All of a sudden, there's just a town that's gone. And it was just something, especially when I was watching Dragon Ball Z at that point, that's just something so new. It's like Dragon Ball Z for like a few episodes became the closest thing it'll ever be to like a horror story. Because now you're trying to figure out this mystery about what's going on with this town and how it presents itself. Obviously, there's the thing about time travel and future Trunks and blah, blah, blah. I just like him better. And also, I think Frieza's like, I'm one of a few people, I just hate Black Frieza, man. Like, he's played out. I've seen enough of him. Like, oh no, we can't figure something out, so we just run back to Frieza again. Like Resurrection of F, I like it. Frieza comes back, gets his golden form, but ultimately his pride is his undoing, right? But then for Goku to go and get Frieza, when I'm like Cell would have been clearly, in my opinion, the better option. I just think Cell would have been better.
Wait.
I don't agree with that.
Wait.
I'm just
No. Wait, hold on a second. Round. You think that Cell Saga Cell would have been better option than?
Well, in terms of power, no. In terms of power, no. I just think
Cell.
But my biggest thing is I just think Frieza's played out. How many times is he now the main villain in the story? And I guess finally this time, now that he's disappeared forever the hell, whatever time chamber he went to for 10 years to train, and then after that, they beat him again. And then what? He's going to come back again. And then especially I'm mad when I watch Beast Gohan and then the return of, I know he's not Cell, but he is Cell. And he's just wasted. He's just wasted on admittedly, somebody got to sell Beast Gohan to me at some point because I still don't like it. But I've always liked Cell more. I've always liked Cell better than Frieza. I always have.
We will resume this conversation in a second. We do have to answer this question for Super Chat. Matter of fact, all of us answer this question. We'll also make this a little mini segment too. What short underrated anime do you guys recommend to Ken 3005? Short, I'm guessing 12 episodes or less. That's what I'm guessing. And underrated. None of the popular stuff. Let's see what we can come up with for our boy Ken right here. Who wants to start?
I'd say, Ken, are you do you like I'm gonna take it. Do you like Slice of Lives? Because I can give you one right now off the top of my head.
Just go for it.
Tsukigakure, which is basically one of the better realistic versions of middle school love blossoming. Now they could have told the whole story, but it's just basically from, you know how it is, from basically it's actually the last year of high school as this couple or middle school as this couple gets together and they meet in the most kind of relatable way possible. They've been going to school for 2 years, but they never talk to each other. But they ironically meet when they both decide to go to like a Denny's. Both their families go to a Denny's, and that's how they first kind of meet. And it's like, it's exactly how you think it is. Awkward. The parents like, oh, my daughter goes to school with your son. And then from there, it grows because they're both trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. The girl runs track. The guy he's trying to write a story, and to the point where he's trying to go be a novelist. And she's good enough at track that she's going to go. Her parents want her to go to a different high school to see if she can get really good at it, to go like a track-based high school. So it's really good. It is really good. And Santo, I was going to recommend this to you. It's actually going to be my recommendation for this month in our anime recommendations, because if you just want a good time, like you watch it with your girl, you're gonna have a really good time. It's a really, really good story, unique art style. I like the art style about it, and you watch it in the night, and you're gonna have a good time. Because I know they're gonna recommend fighters and shonens and stuff, but if you want to take a little different angle.
Hey, don't judge. I might recommend. Not just show.
Go ahead and recommend a slice of life, Riddell. Go ahead and recommend one right now.
No.
But Tsukigakure is what I would recommend for short series.
Go next.
I got you. I give you better. I give you something shorter than 12 episodes. I give you one that's 6. Fooly Cooley. Fooly Cooley is, think 2000s Chainsaw Man, and that's an accurate description, because Fujimoto said that he wanted Chainsaw Man to be evil Fooly Cooley. That's one of his interviews. He said that. And it's just because like, the dynamic between the main character, the main two characters, is similar to Makima and Denji, a character that comes in contact with them. They get a power up. That's a transformation, right? Like she's similar to I think Makima in power in one. That's literally her dynamic with the main character.
It used to be on Adult Swim, right?
Yeah, it was. So
it used to be on Adult Swim. That's where I remember it from.
It's about this guy that runs into this girl, and then his world becomes completely like high-tech fantasy, and it throws him to this battle with this evil organization. Like, it's actually crazy, and it's 6 episodes, really short. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's absolute madness. Like, I see where Fujimoto was heavily inspired. Like, think of Makima was kind of like Power, and you got Fooly Cooley.
Wait, so that's what there's 3 seasons, Ty.
No, but the first season is its own thing. Eventually, they made other ones later on. I don't think it has anything to do with the first season.
Yeah, I actually never watched it. I've seen it. I've seen like the picture and stuff like that. I just never watched it.
Yeah, it's Fooly Cooley is.
It's a classic, bro.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll go right after Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You just watch that, then Fooly Cooley come on. Like, all right, I guess I'm staying up. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm staying up, I guess.
I'll check it out. Mine is Chivalry of a Failed Knight. If you want action, yeah. If you actually want romance, yeah, it's all the 12 episodes too. And he finishes the story too, by the way. He finishes the story when it comes to the romance part. I'm just saying, he did his thing.
Yeah, I don't know why he said it's so aggressive, Ty.
Yeah, I don't know why I was so aggressive. I was just so happy for the niggas. But 12 episodes, like some of the like grade A fight animations. The story picks up like right away from like episode 1 or 2. There are like at least a good 5 fights that I can remember off the top of my head that are like A tier. And yeah, you'll have a great time. I'm still I'm with the rest of the delusional fans when it came out like 10 years ago. Still waiting for a season 2. It's never gonna happen.
Quick question: why didn't the president just go with them on that as part of that team? She's a fucking boss, but they just like, yeah, here's all the MC's friends. They're gonna go represent us in the high school battle royale, whatever thing that they're doing.
That's a good question. Like, there's, bro,
she's a stud because I've read on a little bit because the manga goes on a little bit further, and where they end is absolute horse shit, just horrible ass. It's when you watch, it's one of those where you read the manga and it's clearly just like, yeah, go read the novel. Go read the novel. That's all it does. It's a horse shit.
That's why
like,
they didn't get
cliffhanger. And one of the better shonen romances too, right?
Yeah.
Except for the part where his sister loves him, but you know, you can't have it all, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's cooked. All right.
Ignore that and Riddell because he doesn't give a damn.
No,
and
it's genuinely great.
Tries anything? It's just one of those like those sisters that's just like jealous or whatever.
Yeah,
no, that's fair because like what is it?
Like
called?
there's no like
has that as well.
Whatever.
So sometimes
it's just like, oh my god, my older brother likes somebody. I'm mad. Type whatever. But the fights, A tier. Romance in terms of shonen, A tier. Check it out.
I think the fights are really unique too.
For underrated anime that's short, I think it's 13 episodes. It does have a season 2, but if you want to watch it, go ahead. But season 1 is only 13 episodes. K Return of Kings. K Return of Kings is fire, bro. I came across it by accident and I don't regret it. Animation, top tier, bro. It is absolutely colorful. The fights are fantastic. The characters are great because there's multiple, and even their power system is so unique with the different kings, and the kings have a clan that they're associated with, and the kings battle each other, and all the kings have their own unique abilities. And the main character, I won't say anything about the main character because he's him. So, K Return of Kings, you will not regret it. Absolutely, you won't regret it.
Riddell is definitely Team Blue. That's all I gotta say. He's definitely Team Blue.
Team Blue's good.
I'm saying your personality, you're Team Blue.
I'm telling you, I'm Team Silver.
But you would be on if this was real life, you would be on Team Blue. You would probably be on Team Blue.
That's way too much structure, though. I'll be more like.
Have you met you?
Unless if I'm the king, then I'm Team Blue. But I can't be an underling in Team Blue. I couldn't do that. I'd be more like the guy who went from Team Red to Team Blue.
Maybe.
If I could do whatever,
he would be Team Blue. You'd probably end up being the king on Riddell on Team Blue.
As long as I could be the king, I'll take it. Because he was him, and then I won't say anything. Just watch it. It's great. Santo?
Well, last and not least, so short and sweet. Random suggested a slice of life. I'm gonna go the same route, but with a little bit of a twist. And I've been trying to get these guys to finally watch this anime. I'm suggesting Oblivion Battery. It is by far, people say Gintama, whatever. No.
Gintama.
Oblivion Battery is the funniest anime of all time.
Santo was cooking when he said that, by the way.
I am telling you. It's
is
about
Gintama the bar
the funniest of all time.
I mean, I don't think it's funny, but you know, the anime community does have it up there. But Oblivion Battery is the funniest anime of all time. It's labeled a sports anime, but it's not. It's honestly a slice of life. It's about the main character. So is a baseball prodigy. They're completely destroying people on the baseball field to the point that they don't even want to play baseball anymore. But he suffers an accident and loses his memory completely, and he becomes complete trash. And they're trying pretty much to establish a baseball team in their new school. And just seeing their character developments, and there's still like ominous themes of like what happened, who's responsible for the accident. There's mystery, but comedy-wise, it's comedy gold. So if you want just a quick one-season anime that's severely underrated, Oblivion Battery.
All
Yo,
right.
this beef the chat got with Nightbot has been fascinating to
It's
watch.
legendary, yo. It's
Yeah. Not even like Creative Bobby's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, and Nightbot hating on him. Nah, he's like, nah. Now I'm freaking out. I'm a maverick.
And you see, even the chat agrees. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it's amazing. Like
it's
Sancho kept telling me personally, and then I went to go see it, and I was like, geez, this is oh my god.
It's one of those things where like I know it's good, but it's the fact that Santo keeps on telling me to watch it, I might never watch it.
hey, that's hate. That's hate.
Amen. All right. Well, let's return back into the top 50. And to round out the 30 to 21, Furuta right at the top. I'm glad he got love. I think Furuta is one of the better antagonists. So does Lonnie, of course. So Furuta is fire. I'm glad he made the list.
Oh yeah, and Santo, it's like when my dad, when I was like a kid, my dad's like, yeah, he's like, marry like a nice Christian lady. I was like, you know what? That's in theory, it sounds nice, but just because you said that, I'm never gonna do that shit.
That's why I have Furata at like 48 on my list, just because of you.
Wow, W Petty. I respect it. All right, let's go to our number 20 to 11. We're hitting top 20 territory, ladies and gentlemen. So, number 20, we got Dobby. Number 19, Father. 18, Zeke from Attack on Titan. 17, All for One. 16, Dio. 15, Aizen. 14, Mahito. 13, Makima. 12, Meruem. And 11, Shigaraki. This literally is just My Hero Academia villains in this one in our top 20. How are we feeling about this top of 20 so far?
I thought Dobby would probably be lower on the overall list. Not that he's, I thought I had him decently high or higher than I thought I would have him, but I didn't think he would crack the top. Was this the top 20?
Yeah, top 20.
Yeah, I didn't think he would crack the top 20 all time. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people had him on my list. I think I'm the only one who actually didn't have All for One on his list. Everybody else had All for One. And everybody had Shigaraki, obviously.
Well, if we're up this high, I have a feeling that like someone that I had up really high is not on here, and I got cases for all y'all if he's not up.
I got one that nobody had on their list, and I'm mad.
Oh, so me too. We'll talk
We'll
about
go it. I'll just like, yo, if he's not on there at all, we're gonna have some work.
Wait, it's about the top 10.
Like I didn't have a top 10, so now I'm worried.
Wait, can we see the top 10?
We'll get there.
After we discuss this, go to say
after we finish, we'll all give our underrated villain that didn't make the list. But yeah, how do we feel about it? Any thoughts?
Sokka over Griffith? I can't. Oh,
Wait,
Stop fast forwarding.
no, it's right there. I don't have to fast forward nothing on J-Rob's list.
J-Rob hasn't finished Berserk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't care.
No, he knows what Griffith's done. No,
we gotta read it though. That makes sense. You gotta read it.
Watch the movies. Watch the movies.
Watch the movies on Netflix, bro. Dang.
You want to traumatize your girlfriend? Make her watch the Berserk movies with you. That's what I did. That was a great character.
Other than J-Rob's list, I think this top 20 is pretty. I think all of these people deserve top 20, to be honest.
I don't know if Dobby deserves to be in the top 20.
Dobby's fire.
He is fire. Like I think if you said top 30, I would be like, all right, because I think that's where I had. I don't even remember where I had him, but top 20 is kind of.
I mean, why not? Why not? Let's start with why not.
Before you answer why not, aren't you on the same page with me thinking that Todoroki's storyline is?
Oh no, fire! Can we just scroll down to like who's below him real quick? I just want to see. Yeah, like I'm not putting him.
But that's because not everybody's seen Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, but keep going just a little bit more. I just want to like Dofi.
Give me Dobby, actually. I like Dobby.
Cell. I would have Dobby over Cell, actually. I'm sorry, I have Makishima over Dobby.
But not everybody's seen.
Yeah, that's fair. But
so you know whose fault? It's your fault because you didn't put him high.
Dobby. I mean, if you consider Todoroki storyline perfect,
At the same time,
and
y'all
a
do
big
like my
catalyst
more
of
than
that
I do.
storyline is Dobby, it makes sense he's this high.
No, it makes sense. Like, and y'all do like my hero a lot more than I do, so like it's fair. But
I put Father and Off One higher, both of them.
Father's who I forgot to put on my list. Like he was like one of the top 3 people I forgot. I was like, oh damn, I didn't put Father.
Father's on my list. All for One's not on my list. I'm not too much of a fan of All for One personally, but let's talk about it. Father, All for One, Ty, who do you want to talk about?
I mean, I could just talk about Father, maybe because maybe I can sway the people on Father more than All for One. Even though I think All for One is, I have him right next to Sugar. I gotta be honest with you, but Father. Well, first the thing about him is that I think he gave us one of the best like mysteries and plot twists. First of all, I was like, why? Who is this dude that looks just like our dad but isn't our dad? I thought that's one of the best mysteries and plot twists that we got introduced to. Secondly, like, I feel like when he was introduced, there were so many questions that we had about it. First of all, why is he like Ed Now's dad? Second of all, why can he turn off people's alchemy? Crazy. Third, why did he eat greed? Like, it was just so many questions I had when he popped up on screen, which I think is part of like a good introduction. When you can give the audience so many questions about them. Because it's a better expectation of the Führer being the actual head. I think that it worked really well thematically because he tried to. A big part of Fullmetal is not playing God and not sacrificing humanity. But even then when he did, the irony was that he couldn't fully separate humanity from himself. That's why like he built a family. Even though he tried to separate the sense from himself, he still built the family. He still made them call him dad or father. And so it kind of showed that the irony of the homunculus is that they try to stray away from humanity, but they still cling up to those familial bonds. I think was always compelling about them. His dynamic with Hohenheim, the backstory was tough. I think that the contrast between his conclusion and Ed's was also really well done. It showed that Ed was okay with being human, obviously. Also, I think he's another one of those characters that when people talk about people controlling things from the shadows, I think what makes him more interesting for me is he has his relationship with Hohenheim and the main cast. I just think is just more interesting. Yeah, I think he's tough.
I'm not mad at it. You actually had the same rating for Father as J-Rob. You all had the exact same placement for him. For the most part, everybody had him. He was very low on my list personally because I'm not too big of a fan of like the characters who will just have like these god complexes and just want to rule the world for the most part. Now there is intricacies that, despite that, still put him in my top 50 because he's still very interesting for all the things that you said. But everybody had him on the list.
Wait, don't you like
Random.
don't you like he don't show emotion? that should be your guy.
Let's go with. Random. Have you seen FMA Brotherhood?
Yeah, I had him. I'm pretty sure I had Father on my list, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
Oh, L.
No, I think I forgot to put him on my list.
And Lonnie, yeah, you didn't put him on the list either.
I forgot.
Oh no.
L list.
So he
I
would
had,
have been
I had
higher.
Bradley on there at least, right?
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, I had Bradley on there. But
No,
I
you
had
did.
Bradley.
Random. You had Bradley. Don't worry. You had Bradley. Lonnie had Bradley.
yeah, that's my fault for forgetting, probably. That's my fault.
So Father
I'll
would have
take
been
the-
higher. Father would have been higher if they remembered. But okay, Father's fantastic. All for One. Dio almost didn't make my list.
What?
What?
I don't really like
the
Dio.
reverse flash of anime, bro.
I don't really like Dio.
He's one of the. I'm not even good at.
Literally, petty hatred personified. What are we talking about?
Wait,
And he's a antagonist for multiple seasons.
well, I have a question because I'm not a big. I haven't really tapped into JoJo's, but I was watching the first episode with somebody. Is he the dude that like is like the brother of like the main character, kind of? Like he, yeah. Cause I watched the first episode, like okay, like he did something to the dog. Like within like the first 5 minutes of introduce, he just all these heinous things. Like yo, what is wrong with this hell spawn?
Just because
He just
he's jealous. It's literally just because he's jealous.
Yeah.
You're just an asshole to be an asshole, bro.
No, it's not that simple.
But you know what? And it's something we have to think about too. And I think even if you want to say like it's not the most complex thing ever, but I feel like if an author can write some things that can stick with an audience, like I didn't know about JoJo's, but I know about him doing something to a dog, right? Like if you write something that can leave such a massive impression on an audience, regardless what it is, I thought you cooked.
And Ty,
Well,
he
he was a
haunts
good
he
character.
haunts the JoJo's family for generations. We see three, four different generations of him having smoke for them. Like,
Because you know what, bro? Villains don't come iconic for no reason. Like they did something that touched a wide range of people. So I feel like if you can write something like that, I think it's impressive.
Bro, he is the meme god. In terms of anime, he's the meme god, bro. No amount of memes with Dio, people just dress up a Dio just to do a Dio pose. Like, dude,
that's how you know he's iconic.
Hey man,
That's how you know he's iconic.
W
Yeah.
memes, man.
I'm putting Nightbot at top 10 right now.
The Nightbot said, "Nice try."
Also, I love Makima in the top 20. I think Makima is
Makima to me is one of the best representations of like their nature. Like, for instance, I feel like she represents control better than Okiara represents despair. Or I think she represents what she's supposed to represent better than any of the Espada.
Also, again, writing things that leave an impression. When she killed Power, I literally was like, the way that he did that scene, because it was so out of place, and Fujimoto's like, he's so good at writing chaos. Like she's talking, but then you see like all the kanji for like the belt, like the doorbell ringing. So it's kind of you're kind of like disoriented. You're kind of like discombobulated. You're like, hey, I'm gonna kill Power. I read like 3 times. Like, did I read that right? I'm gonna kill. Like what? Open the door. I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna kill. I'm like, I was like stunned. Then when it happened,
yeah.
I was like,
hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When that happened,
oh yeah,
I felt it right here, bro.
Oh,
Wait.
Riddell has
Riddell
emotion.
cut you out.
That? Oh my god!
Riddell's about to cuss you out. I swear to God. I threw my phone when I saw that happen.
You know what I did?
Power.
You know what I did? I told I went up to my girl. I was like, "Hey, I'll take you shopping if you read this manga."
But you know what? You know what else? That again, it was like
That's
you know
evil. I know what he did.
Something in stories are kind of out of place. Like her saying, like her killing Power. This hey, let's go lay down. It's kind of like it felt. It's so strange that it left you feel uncomfortable because like you're too calm. You know what I'm saying? Like you just murder someone and you just like
so nonchalant.
Yeah, exactly. I think the nonchalant,
like the happy birthday, like
it was just so like it was like, hey, can you just like open the door? I think because she was so nonchalant, it made it uncomfortable, which I think was like Fujimoto did that amazingly. So
like in terms of top 10 most impactful moments I've seen in manga, that is 100%. Like Deaths 2, that is 100% in there. Like it just, and it's crazy. So many people died in Chainsaw Man, but Power
is
oh my goodness.
That's probably the most impactful new gen death you could argue. I mean Gojo, and then Power's in the top 5.
In terms of how much I felt in terms of reading it, by far Power's is way above.
Yeah, I felt more for Power, but I think Gojo's more impactful. But but I knew it was coming. I like Gojo's gonna kill Gojo. Like it has to come. Power one was just I was so thrown off, and then they went to go lay down. I was like, did that just happen?
That's why me and Lonnie have we did have our debates about Makima and which we'll just never agree on this, man.
Legendary.
We'll just never agree on it.
Makima is a perfect character, so I don't know. There really should not be much to argue about.
Here we go again.
Grade A, S tier character. S tier.
I'm not doing it.
The writing is fantastic.
Thank you, Ty. S tier character.
He's willing to overlook some stuff that she does, man. But
we don't gotta go down that route. But I'm not the biggest fan of Chainsaw Man. I don't think it's as great as everybody else says. But Makima's fantastic.
When it comes to Makima, oh well.
So question.
You see Ty?
No.
Yeah, let's
I'm trying to bait. You know I'm trying to bait.
No, I know he's trying to bait you. Don't let him do it. The question is Shigaraki deserved as the best villain in My Hero Academia? Because he's above everybody else in our favorite list.
To me, he is.
I think him and All-For-One are pretty much equal. So if you say Shigaraki, I think
Yeah, it's like a 1A 1B.
Yeah. No argument here then. All right. Oh, also Meruem. Shout out Meruem, obviously.
Also, one day get turned into a fetus.
Fair. Hunter, shout out. And shout out Aizen. Aizen, top tier villain, one of the greatest villain, one of the most iconic villains of all time.
No matter what Ty says.
I've never wait. Yo, I swear, Lonnie, you don't listen to me, and that's okay.
No, I do listen to you. I listen to you very well.
He said one was iconic villains. He said, despite what I said, I've never claimed he wasn't iconic. He is absolutely iconic. Is he? Do you agree with me? You agree?
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I don't agree with your energy. I agree with the way
What?
you say.
All
I know what's in your heart, Ty. I know
what's in my heart.
All right.
Surprising. I'll tell you that.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do top 10. Let's do one at a time. One at a time. Top 10 BSS antagonists of all time. Our number 10 is Gilgamesh.
He deserves it.
I'm not gonna hold you though. That Fate Stay Night movie did him dirty, man. They did him so dirty in that movie.
You gotta watch did you watch the regular Fate?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like, because I watched it. So obviously me and Miles watched it once, and we literally passed out in the third movie. Then we watched it again the next night, and I was like, Miles, pause the damn movie. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, how do you as a writer write that for one of, if not the best villain of that
So
series?
I'll tell you exactly why. So Fate, they based the shows based off the video, because the video game's like an RPG, like MMO or whatever. It's like one of the biggest things in Asia.
Well, before you go down this, because I know this is going to be a long explanation, because I know exactly what you're going to say. Ty, answer this question.
Why you hate? When I said I don't hate Bleach, this is so confusing.
You will not gaslight me, chat.
Like this is. I just was saying what I liked about Ukiura. Like I just said that 5 minutes. Wait, no, 2 minutes ago. This is so crazy. This is you know what's so crazy is that people were saying, which J-Rob agreed with me. This stemmed from people saying that they had Aizen, their go villain. I was like, he's not my go villain. And then I got killed for it. And then I explained it. And then everyone agreed with me. Everyone on this panel agreed with I said.
You are mean.
Everyone agreed with me.
You are mean.
Y'all all agreed.
No. What the context is, while he was saying it, he was being a bully about it. Like whatever random things Bakugo is, that's what Ty did with the whole Aizen argument. It was the same thing.
Context, let me tell the context, right? J-Rob came with a lot of energy. So you gotta match J-Rob energy, bro. Y'all know that. I had to match his energy, and then he agreed with me. Matter of fact, before we started the show, the BSS, he literally gave a concession speech before the debate. I don't know, man.
Well, Sauce said he was gaslighting you, so I guess it worked.
W gaslighting. But go ahead, Lonnie. Finish.
That's why he's the top villain in the Discord. No, like I was explaining with Gilgamesh. So the game has multiple options. So like for instance, if you go with this girl, it goes like with the whole stay unlimited blade works. Then if you go with the purple, I forget her name, the purple hair girl, that's what
Sakura is Heaven's Feel.
Yeah. So like there's like different scenarios and shit like that, which leads to whatever.
Yeah. Rin is unlimited blade works. The original Face Day Night Saber, which sucks. And Sakura is Heaven's Feel for sure. The only I still don't like Fate Stay Night, the original one, but I gotta eventually get back into it.
I think they announced that Fate's coming back in early 2025.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that one shot episode that they did, I think it's based off of that series. So
you know, watching Fate Apocrypha made me really like Fate again, because I hated Fate Stay Night so much that I stopped, even though I really like Fate Zero. And I do like Unlimited Blade Works. So I might still be able to watch Heaven's Feel, because Sakura's story is depressing as hell. So we might have to lock in. But Gilgamesh number 10, I'm with it. Gilgamesh is a dog. In terms of aura, he has it. In terms of presence, he has it. In terms of impact, I mean, his impact is so great. He transitioned from the prequel to the main story. That's how great Gilgamesh is. He just said, "I'm gonna do what I want" and just stay in the story. And
Also,
go ahead.
I'm saying in terms of aura, like that one shot episode that they dropped last year, it was just him fighting his best friend for shits and giggles, and they just decided, hey, let's just pour a crap ton of money on this.
Oh, that's what it was. Just him fighting. Because I saw a poster.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like a mini preview for the fate that's coming up in 2025.
It's just about Gilgamesh.
No, so it's like people get resummoned and everything like that. Gilgamesh is there, and his best friend, who's like in one of the other Fate series, that you see them interact in that Fate series too. I forget. What's the latest Fate series going on? Is it Stay Order or something like that? I forget what it's called, but whatever.
Like the original canon.
Yeah, but it's Gilgamesh's best friend. And they go at it and they have like a little mini battle just for fun, and that's like the one-shot episode for the future series.
Bro, also Gilgamesh is one of my favorite like villain abilities in like anime period. Like his what is it called? Is it Babylon? Is that his ability? Is that
Yeah.
Babylon? And not just like the ultimate weapon. That's kind of meh, but the ability to just summon weapons whenever you want to use against you. I think that's so fire. I think that's such an amazing ability.
I think he'll like his best friend too.
Oh, I'm locked in. Gilgamesh is fire. Gilgamesh is fire. So I think top 10 deserve. I think top 10. All right. Let's get to number 9. Number
Madara
Uchiha is number 9. What are our thoughts? Random, you may want to mute because this is going to be spoilers.
If he didn't start over, he would have been at this point.
I still don't understand
What?
why he just didn't keep reading.
Oh yeah. I was like,
I think Madara has one of my favorite backstories from a villain. Like his whole thing with Hashirama was so tough, and it kind of added a bit of his only beef for Kishimoto is like the Uchiha disenfranchised. I just feel like they never truly got. I don't know. I still feel a little salty about it because it's like this man literally named the village. He saw the leaf in the hole. He said, "Let's call it the village King of the Leaves." He named it. He helped build it, and they get no credit for it. They get disenfranchised. They get discrimination, and they get ultimately wiped out. Madara. Matter of fact, they disrespected the treaty. They was like, "All right, we're gonna be equal," but it's like, wait, no, Uchiha can be able to Hokage. Then Madara was like, got kicked out by his own people. They was like, "Yo, we try to make peace," and they still got mistreated. I was like, I wasn't really a fan of that. I wish there was something they could do about that, but they're all gone now, I guess.
Okay, Madara deserves a black card. I'm not gonna hold you.
It's nasty work, man. It's nasty.
Madara invited to the cookout.
And the conclusion is like, well, the Uchiha are kind of like naturally emotional, but I was like, hold on a second. Most characters in Naruto go through things, be was terrorizing the hood, bro. Gar was a real trap demon, bro.
Orochimaru didn't have parents. What happened?
Bro, I'm saying like the Akatsuki is full of niggas that are not Uchihas. So I just feel like that was kind of to me, it was a little off-putting to me, but overall, fantastic villain. W story.
I will say this in terms of aura, Madara hits the battlefield and people start praying.
That's crazy.
People are crying, praying. Now, if I try to think of like my top 10 favorite Naruto moments, Madara probably has like half the spots, or he's involved in like half the spots. So yeah, he's definitely he's probably my favorite Naruto character, if not like number 2. But yeah, I don't know. He's aura personified.
I'm with you. I really do like Madara. I really wish the only reason why he's not higher on the list for me, on my personal list, I'm sorry, but it's the Black Zetsu moment. It just ruined it. It just ruined Madara, man.
Because remember, Kishimoto took 2 weeks off because he did not know how to kill off Madara. He literally said that. He said he did not know. He said he was struggling. He had writer's block. He didn't know. He said he felt he made Madara too strong. He didn't know how to write himself out of defeating Madara. And that's when he brought back in Kaguya into the story.
And the way he did it was so awful.
Ass.
Oh man, if Madara had a better ending, bro.
I always question that though, because it's like, if he said, "Well, Madara's too strong," but then why bring in Kaguya, who's more powerful? That to me, I don't know if
that's because they were able to steal her. They didn't like kill her. They sealed her.
But you could have learned
why
the
not?
seal and just sealed Madara.
That's what I was just about to say. What's the difference of sealing Madara?
I didn't take 2 weeks off. Ask Kishimoto how we came up with that.
I guess maybe you couldn't seal Madara. I don't know, but that to me makes me think like, because there were seeds of Kaguya, not many. I don't think it had the best buildup. I would say, because it does make sense, but you could just argue that it wasn't. We were here for Madara. You know what I'm saying? Like that was what we were here for. So
theory. I think he had Kaguya. I think Kaguya's story is supposed to be in Baruto. I feel like, and then because I think he was planning Baruto with the whole Otsutsuki. I think like Kaguya, because like she's so connected to the Otsutsuki and like them showing up. I think like she was supposed to probably be the beginning of the Baruto series and stuff like that. So that's what I think.
Yeah, you need it because Baruto's surrounded by Otsutsuki, so you need that introduction. But
fair. But Madara is fantastic. He deserves that hype. Random, come back. All right, let's go to number 8.
All right, here we go.
Envy, number 8 from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What do we think about Envy being this high? Top 10 villain, top 10 antagonist.
I'll probably bump Envy down. I love Full Metal. My favorite. I'll probably bump Envy down just a little bit, maybe like top 25-ish, probably.
Same. I don't know. How did Envy get to 8?
I can tell you who
J-Rob has her at 8 right now.
So Envy was my number 9, my number 2019. It was Ty's top 30, Miles top 30, Santo top 40 for Lonnie, and then J-Rob had her. So the fact that we all had him on a list and J-Rob had her so high in terms of top 10 brought her all the way up here.
Yeah, random had her at 11 too.
I think it's
and random had her 11. So Envy had everybody on the list, and it had people like really high on some people's list.
That's why I brought her up. Okay.
Yeah. So it brought Envy like way up. And go ahead. I'll let you talk.
What? Huh? I'll keep going.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah. I thought you were about to say something about Envy. I mean, I really like Envy, to be honest. I think Envy's story was really good. Envy was super hateable, terrible portion, but the story it personified Envy perfectly, obviously, in terms of who Envy is. And then the ending of Envy was surprisingly very wholesome. We found out it was envious of humans, and Ed made Envy realize that. And obviously, that final moment. I mean, Envy was the catalyst of the most sad moment in the beginning of the series with Maze, and then one of the most savage moments with Roy Mustang. Envy's fire. Envy's character did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Not only that, Envy pretty much set off the Ishvalan War by transforming into a human and shooting the Ishvalan child.
That's true.
Envy did a lot in Full Metal. Envy was monitoring Marco's experiments. Envy did a lot. Like we even got it was one of the moments when they end up Envy absorbing Ed and Ling, and us like learning more about the portals. And Envy was used also to make half of Xerxes. That's why they had the Xerxes ruins inside of Envy, and Ed figured out how to turn himself into a philosopher's stone was because the ruins of Xerxes were there, and that gave us that was fire foreshadowing. Because when remember when Father was with Hohenheim, Father was like, half of the people and Xerxes used for me, half were for you. Now we know that a piece of that half, because he separated himself, was because Envy ended up getting absorbed along inside Gluttony. So that's why that was fire. A lot of stuff in Envy.
Yeah, Envy's great. I'm not mad at it. Random, you had her the highest. What do you think? What are you talking about, MB?
I mean, for a lot of my list is how the people I put made me feel. So maybe it wasn't more about what their actual feats are, just how they made me feel. And Envy is one of those. I just refuse to put Rachel on my list. For instance, I just refuse to put her on my list. But
How
Envy
high,
was just
how high is Makima?
she's pretty high. But look, Makima did something. Me and you just how
You said
categorically
how they made you feel. So I was like, oh, she must be pretty
me
high
and you
then.
just categorically just disagree on Makima to the point. I think Makima just done something that we don't need to talk about that. But Envy was just one of those where like every time I was like, this motherfucker again. Like, can someone just take this motherfucker out, please? Like, just somebody just do it. And I just thought it's just one of those where everybody on my list that I have, I either felt like I really sympathize with them. Like, for instance, I had Haku at 10. I really sympathize with them, or I fucking hated them in terms of being a villain. So I hated Envy from every single moment they're on screen. Like a lot of y'all, the same way people felt about Yuji walking down Mahito was the same way I felt every time Mustang snapped. I'm like, nah, snap again. I was like Lonnie, snap it again. Nah, keep going. I don't care. I don't care what happens. Keep going. Keep going. I laughed, catharsis. I walked out. I probably smoked a cigarette after that scene. Like it just was right. And I was like, Mustang, keep going, bro. If they could have made the whole episode just him snapping at Envy and burning her alive, I would have been locked in the whole time.
When Envy died, you threw some on the grill.
Yeah. Shit. But if I had my grill at that point, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and cook something up. Let's celebrate. Like I couldn't stand Envy. Could not stand.
Nah, Envy's great. With that said, let's move on to our number 7 spot.
All right.
Number 7, Frieza makes the top 10. And just to put things into perspective, J-Rob, Miles, Ty, and Lonnie had Frieza top 10, Random at top 20, and Frieza didn't make my list. So Frieza
Did you just forget him, or you just didn't put him?
And
I'm not a big fan of Frieza personally.
Above Cell where he belongs. Because listen, man.
Hey man, I just like Cell's aura. I like his charisma. I like it.
It's based on Frieza though. Like what charisma does he have that I would say that Frieza doesn't?
I think honestly, just being an anime, I think Cell presents better. I think Frieza has more depth than Cell, but I just think in terms of aura, character design, he just presents more menacing.
Bam, how do you have
Hey, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'll be completely honest with everybody. All those clips, you know, they're like the specific YouTube channel, I think it's like Devil Artemis or something, dedicated to Cell skits and Cell game skits and Dragon Ball or Bridge. I mean, it helps, man. I'm not gonna lie.
We're using.
Hey.
Let's not sit here and pretend like Frieza didn't benefit from a bridge either.
Not nearly as much as Cell.
How?
Not nearly as much as Cell.
Based on what?
Yeah,
I think the way Frieza is using it. Obviously, I'm not saying
voice, Cell skits.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Cell and Frieza are on the same tier, but to act like Frieza didn't benefit from that, he also has very quotable lines in that thing.
Yeah, the way I made my list was based off of like objective, like impact, how they made me feel. But it was mostly like what they did in the story and like how they affected the story and affected the protagonist. So I like Cell more than Frieza. I like Broly more than Frieza. I like a lot of villains more than Frieza, but in terms of like what he did to DBZ and how he affected DBZ, I had to put him top 10.
That's fine. I mean, Frieza still ended up number 7.
Yeah. I would say we never like. I think Frieza brought out the best in the 2 best characters in Dragon Ball, Goku and Vegeta. Consistently does. Like Vegeta, he brought Vegeta to tears. Not even when he was dying. When Vegeta did that blast, I think that's why the manga is so tough. When he did that blast and Frieza kickballed that shit to outer space, literally Toriyama puts a narration next to Vegeta saying this is the first time the Prince of All Saiyans ever felt fear and ever shed tears for the first time. a tough ass narrator. Like, yo, like Vegeta literally, he made Vegeta give up hope and cry. We ain't never and literally beg a dude that he views as a lower class Saiyan, because Vegeta had this whole thing of Goku, like, you are a lower tier than me, because Vegeta's whole idea is built off strength. And if I don't have that, like, he knew he can never be like I think what the thing interesting about Vegeta is that he wants to feel superior over someone. He know he can't do it to Frieza, so that's why he bullies the Saiyans beneath him. Right. And so now this whole superiority inferiority complex thing is built on the idea he can't surpass Frieza. So he has to bully people like Rags and Nappa. He has to look down on Goku. Right. So then this character that he could only look down on surpass, he had to beg him for help. Right. We see Goku. King Kai said this nigga was acting out of character. He's like, this isn't Goku anymore. After Frieza packed up Krillin. I just feel like we get the best out of him, like the fulfilling this whole legend of a Super Saiyan coming back and defeating Frieza, the whole legacy behind that. What he meant to Goku Vegeta's parents, to me, that's more like it was more epic to me. Like, this dude destroyed a race because he was afraid of a prophecy. The prophecy comes true by the lowest class Saiyan. The irony behind it, the epicness behind it, to me is just too much. It's just too much, bro.
I'm sorry. Like, and I'll say that I like Cell. I like Cell more than Frieza, but to me he's a front runner. He's like the ultimate front runner. As soon as shit hits the fan or he's at a disadvantaged situation, he's shitting his pants every time. So it's like I can't put him over.
It literally became a suicide bar. So wow.
He's always shitting his pants, bro. Like,
oh man, no, that's fair. But I mean, his favorite list, so I had Cell above. Frieza's good. Of course, Frieza still made top 7, so still worked out. Still worked out for Frieza. And no, I'm with you, Leroy. The English dub definitely helps out. You got a nice, smooth, deep, gentleman voice. You know what I'm saying? All right. With that said, Frieza number 7, I think, is warranted. Let's move on to our number 6.
All right. Oh God.
There he is, Sukuna, top 6 antagonists in anime. Let's just see who had him where. Let me. J-Rob had him number 2. Random had top 10. Ty had him top 10. Santo had him like top 30. So did Lonnie, and then me and Miles had him top 50. So he's on everybody's list.
I can't talk about Sukuna. I'm still hurt.
That tattoo is losing aura by the minute.
Yo, I don't understand.
The tattoo is fire. The tattoo will always be fire. No matter what, it's gonna look good. Even people that don't know what JJK is, the tattoo looks nice.
Here's my question, right? Villains, we've seen so many villains get pathetic deaths, which they deserve, which the author, like, they deserve that, so authors give it to
him.
He
did not deserve to go out like that, Ty. He did not.
Why not? Why not?
He did not deserve that, Ty.
Bro, we just talked about Cell, like, literally, I'm blowing us all up. That's not pathetic.
I think
pathetic. That's pathetic.
I think for me, sure, and that's something I will say. I will give Ty credit that he really showed me about that really prideful characters usually have pathetic deaths or whatnot. But I feel like it was very lackluster because it opened up so many other questions. Like we just talked about Envy, Cell, Frieza, like all of those have that culmination to where, it's satisfying. Sukuna doesn't have that, like, at all.
At all.
So I guess wait, what do you mean from from their defeat? Like, was that you mean like?
Yeah, the defeat. It was, if you're, at least to me, if you're gonna go out pathetic, like go out pathetic. Like Sukuna still had pride when he remember I'm still a curse. Mm-hmm. But then in the following chapter, it's like, okay, I could have chosen a better route and whatnot. It's like love conquers all type thing. Like it kind of diminishes that satisfaction of his death.
I agree.
But if the satisfaction, well, hold on a second. But if I guess the difference, but I guess, and hear me out, right? I think the difference between like a Frieza, because Frieza, when he like he tried to sneak Goku. That was pretty pathetic, right? Like he said, I'm the ultimate warrior. I don't care. You know, we called him a monkey, you know, racial slurs, all that, right? And he tried to, and then Goku said, "Are you an idiot?" and blasted this dude, right? To me, the difference between those characters, like they were trying to, there was no trying to make them under, like Yuji was trying to touch his soul, like, that's through his ability. Like that to me, there was a chance to him trying to reach him. Goku was not trying to reach Frieza. So like and so like the story is trying to say that love can conquer all. Like Goku's story is not to say like that fight was not about love conquering all. Neither was Cell. So I think that that was the point of the fight. That's what the difference to me. Like it's kind of hard to compare the two because they're doing different things. So that's why I don't have an issue with it. If Frieza's story was about love conquering all and it didn't conquer it, I'd be like, well, that's not consistent thematically. But it's not about that. So that's why I don't have a problem with it. But
hey man, we'll agree to disagree. But Sukuna still ended up making the list. J-Rob had him the highest, of course.
Yeah, 2 is crazy. I'm sorry, 2 is crazy.
Random Ty had him. I mean, still made the top 50 on everybody's list.
Hey, y'all notice every time you see somebody that shouldn't be so high, you're like, oh, they still making a list.
Hey, they did still make the list. Hey, I'm gonna say, I mean, Sukuna dropped for me, obviously. I already said this. You know what's funny? I wish Miles was here because when we were having the conversation about Sukuna didn't live up to the expectation I have for him, and then Miles said he reached the expectation he had for him, we had him at the exact same ranking. That is hilarious at the end of the day. I wish Miles was here so we could talk about that because of considering how we both perceive Sukuna at the end of the day.
I was projecting that he was going to be like top 5 all time for me.
Yeah, I was projecting top 10s and all that stuff.
He still made my list, but it's like he definitely didn't reach that.
At least for me, like I didn't have him really high. Is because I got fatigue of he's not even in his final form yet in the manga. Like I got tired of it. I'm like how much more can he, like people were just getting wiped out. I'm like, okay, he's not even in his final form. I'm like,
yo, Santo, that just reminded me of something because Kenjaku had a second domain that he used or whatever, and like everyone's like, oh wait, some people can have 2 domains, and then like he also referenced that like, oh, Tengen and Sukuna probably also have a second domain. And so I was waiting. So that throughout that whole battle, I was like, yo, watch. Sukuna's gonna drop that second domain, and it just never happened.
Well, before we get into a JJK tangent again, random, you also had him like top 10. Why'd you stick with Sukuna being top 10?
I understand that I may have liked for his ultimate final end, like my only big thing about is I wish we had maybe a chapter to see him go through the process where he ends up like, yeah, maybe I could have chosen another path. But I think everything he was like, he lived his life the way he wanted to. He was a fucking monster, just whooping ass, like didn't care. Like even his aura, like little Escanorish, when Jogo's trying to talk to him, he's like, who the fuck are you to talk to me? Like obviously his aura, the way he carries himself, the way the world reacts to his presence, the fact that the Shibuya arc, like iconic, especially once it reached TV screens. I just think for me personally, how he made me feel, he was top 10. He was top 10.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to our next one. I think top 5.
Like a baddie would. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it on there.
You're the one who got. Yeah, you're the one who got his tat on you, bro. I don't hear that.
Oh,
nice.
and the ladies
only got a top 30 villain on his body. It's crazy.
All right, here we go.
Johann Liebert. He almost was lower, but some of you guys spelled it with a Y, and I caught it. I was like, oh, you guys still had Johann on it. I think I'm the only one who didn't have him on his list because I haven't seen Monster. But for the most part, most people had him top 10 or top 20. So, Johann, thoughts?
I think I'm assuming I had him the highest.
I think I had him at 2.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
2? No. I can't remember.
To me, Johann is the perfect villain. I feel like, and when I say perfect, not like he's the greatest, but he's the most well-rounded villain. If I could be any anime character without powers, I would be Johan. I would do so much work. Oh my! If I could, the work I could do as Johan would be
Any anime character without powers?
If I could have I could have like their intellect / abilities without powers, like just their intellect, I choose Johan.
Don't you remember he convinced those kids to jump off a building?
Yeah, imagine what I could do. Never mind, I'm not even gonna say it.
Are you gonna dress up like your
please think carefully.
On a date?
Like, come on, bro.
Hey, I'd have the world in the palm of my hands. But no, Johan to me,
you pick other people and be better. They're better choices.
I don't think so. We just agree to disagree.
I'd rather be Fyodor, but I guess he has.
No, but you haven't seen Monster. No, but Johan to me, he's like when I say he's perfect, like he has no holes in terms of his villainy. Like he's evil personified intellectually, though. He's not like Kid Buu, where Kid Buu's just like crash out that just wants to destroy everything. No, he is meticulous. He's analytical. And he has no holes in terms of his personality, in terms of his thinking, in terms of his execution. He's perfectly well-rounded. So yeah, to me, he's the best antagonist of all time because he's objectively a perfect villain.
I agree.
Sure, man, but
big question for people who've seen Monster: Johan or Joker?
Johan.
Wait, are you saying? Yeah. This is my problem with comics. It's like there's so many versions.
Which version?
So out of 389 versions of Joker, which one are you talking about?
Yes.
I would say Johan, regardless of whatever version of Joker you bring up, because I think he can blend in with society better than Joker can.
Facts.
Like who's like? Are we asking who's like a better villain?
Yeah, who's a better villain and who's a better character?
I would say this: Johan is Joker, but calm.
Yeah,
Johan is Joker. Johan is Riddell Joker.
He's
right. No emotion Joker.
No emotion Joker. No emotion Joker.
No feelings Joker. Nonchalant Joker.
Because he'll do the most painful things imaginable, Riddell, with a straight face, not a care in the world. That's why he's called Monster, because he is evil personified, but he has there's no emotions behind it.
Okay, so
right, I need
so I'm gonna be on Riddell's side on this one, just for shits and giggles.
I have no side. I haven't seen Johan.
No. I'm gonna ask a question. What's the difference between Johan and Makishima?
Purpose.
Yeah, I mean, Makishima is only doing this to. Maybe Johan is to kind of go through the flaw of humanity. So I don't know. But Makishima obviously is doing what he's doing to show a flaw in the system. So he has some intentionality behind what he's doing. And obviously he also has an invested interest in a very particular individual too. And I actually didn't finish like that part about it, why he's doing it with this one guy he wants to face off against. I think he wants him to beat him for... That goes into a whole villain philosophy to find like this specific individual to beat you, kind of similar to Stain in My Hero Academia. But I agree, Lonnie. Purpose. Very simple.
The fact that Johan, not that he doesn't have purpose, but the fact that he lacks purpose for a lot of the reasons why he does some of the things, and the fact that some of the cruelest things he does is just to see if he can do it. Just to see, can I make this person do a backflip off a bridge? I'm just gonna pick a random person in the street. That person. Let me see if I can just make him do a backflip. Oh, I can, because I'm him. He's goated. Like he has no holes in his game.
Ty, thoughts?
He's the definition of evil, and the face that Rand's making is proving my point. He is so evil. Just for the sake of
the only reason I'm shaking my head is because you want to be that.
That's what you would have picked. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You want to walk up to a random person by the Washington Monument and say, "Can I get this guy to climb the monument and jump off?" That's so weird.
Did they cut me off that day or something?
I don't understand. Like, no, I'm not saying Johan's a bad villain. I'm not saying that at all. I just think you trying to be that is weird.
Random's gonna pray for you.
I'm not trying to be him. I'm
You
saying
just said
if I could
2 minutes
choose,
ago, if
if
you
I
could be
could
one
choose.
character without powers, that's who you'd pick.
He did say one villain.
His skills are top tier. He literally can do whatever he wants. Random. He literally does whatever he wants.
Before we stay on this tangent, I need to hear from Ty, Johan or Joker. You're a part of this.
Better villain. I would say I might say I haven't read enough Batman comics. I'm gonna say Johan. I haven't read enough Batman comics or Batman. I've seen a lot of Batman's TV shows, but I'll probably say Johan. Better character. I would also probably say Johan because if I'm comparing, like, again, if you take them all encompassing, you can, stir in a pot and make the ultimate Joker. But individually, I don't think I've seen a Joker better than Johan. Like an individual Joker. I don't think I have, but
that's good enough for that clip. Hey man, we know exactly what we're trying to do. Gotta
lock in.
All right, Johan, I think it deserves no top 5. BSS top 5, and that's with me not putting him on the list. So he would have been higher, I'm sure. Number 4, Pain is number 4 on this list. Random, lock in because Pain is him. Pretty much everybody had him, other than Random, since he hasn't met Pain yet. Everybody had him top 10. Me and Santo had him top 20. So Pain is absolutely him in every sense of the word. I don't think we should need to go too depth because we want to keep Random here. But just to let you know, Pain is number 4 on our list. So that's why we want you to get to Shippuden. I don't know about all this recapping. You need to get to Shippuden and meet Pain.
Rana, can you just go back to where you were? Like,
yeah.
You gotta meet Pain, bro.
You read the Land of Waves for the fourth time. Like, this is time to move on, friend.
Yo, he said this at the perfect time. Random just don't want to finish the hard
facts.
We just out here slandering, bro.
Random.
I'm reading as fast as Lonnie actually wants me to read now. Now we got a problem.
Random, stop. You've reread your favorite arc. Now go back to where you were, please. Like,
I'll be there in a few chapters.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go to number 3. No need to stay too much on it. Let's do number 3. Askeladd, the Mad Lad from Vinland Saga, is number 3.
Well deserved.
He's so good, bro.
He is. God, he's a great character.
Yeah.
Even though, like, he's not an antagonist in the current story, he's more like a mentor, like a frame of reference. I still count it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I really struggled because I was like, is he an antagonist? I feel like he still is. To Thorfinn, he's an antagonist, regardless if he's mentoring him.
He's one of those antagonists that you like low key root for.
No, I'm saying like once he's like, I'm sure everybody's caught up or at least watched the anime, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming like once he died and once Thorfinn is having all these revelations, like even like in the next saga, I don't know if y'all call him the saga, but I'm like 15 chapters behind. The next arc, the Baltic Sea arc, like there's times where he references things that Askeladd told him. So like it's more, he's basically another Thor's for him now. So like he's not even an antagonist, but those still work so well for his overall character, even if he's not an antagonist,
That's an interesting point you brought in terms of like, can a perception of this character change after they're no longer technically in the story? Because I agree in terms of after Thorfinn's perception changes, Askeladd stops being necessarily an antagonist in his mind.
Remember the whole Valhalla? He's like, this is Valhalla, this is hell. And he was like, yo, go be a warrior. He's not an antagonist anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Askeladd's one of the people where I go through the whole gamut of emotions. At first, you hate him. You hate the shit out of him. Obviously, he traps Thors, right? And then I'm just like, Thor, come on, bro. And then at one point, I'm like, he's trying to teach you something, Thorfinn, and you're not listening to him. And I'm getting mad. And then at one point, when you realize how smart he is and that he's trying to work with the king, he's trying to, I don't know if manipulation or trying to use his plan to protect Wales from the king of Norway, and then eventually he gets caught. And at the end, when he fucking dies, And I'm like, not this way, man.
I was
Not
mad.
this
shocked.
way.
That
Like
was-
Thorfinn needs his get back for real, and he never
Mm-mm.
got it.
He would have never been a warrior if he did.
And it's great. And even in the second season, when you see him, when Thorfinn's going through his thing, and the whole time I'm like, he would be the one motherfucker sitting on top of the pillars watching everybody else kill themselves and fight. And he's sitting because he got to tell Thorfinn one last thing before he jumps in and jumps into the fray. Like he's just like, I was like, I fucking hate that I like you. That's how I feel about Askeladd. I hate that I like you because I should absolutely hate him. He basically ruined Thorfinn's life. The early part of his life, he ruined it.
Not intentionally.
Yes, intentionally. He killed
What are we
Thor.
talking about?
He wasn't trying to ruin the kid's life.
Yeah, I mean his intention. I guess his intention was let me ruin this kid's life, but intention only matters to the culprit.
Like there's so many mixtures of emotions I feel with him. Like I hated him for the way he defeated Thor's, to he's mentoring the kid to where he dies, and the same way I tell you I want Carlos to get his get back in your manga is the same way I feel about him dying without getting his get back too. He's doing all of this to protect his people. I'm like, bro, you're giving me too much emotions, man. I want to hate you, but I like you. I respect you. I hate you, but God, you're great.
That's the sounds of a great character. You feel everything.
Facts. I mean, you guys said all that needs to be said. Askeladd's fantastic. He is. Everybody had him top 10 for the most part. J-Rob had him top 40-ish. And random, I don't think you. No, you did.
No, I had him.
You had him top 20-ish.
I had top 20.
Everybody respected Askeladd, man. Everybody respected Askeladd.
Number 3.
All right. Number 2, which surprised me, he was number 2, and this was high. King Bradley was our second favorite antagonist of all time.
I don't think he'd be that high.
Yeah, I would put him in the top 10. Maybe not number 2, but top 10. Like I think Bradley's fire.
Yeah,
he has
fire. Yeah,
I mean, I had him top 10. Random had him top 10. Ty had him top 10. Miles had him top 10. And J-Rob had him top 20. Santo had him top 20. Lonnie had him top 20. So he's either top 10 or top 20 on someone's list. That is why he's so high.
I do want to hear like everyone's like top 3 or 4 on the list after this. After we talk about one.
You'll be able to see here in a second.
No, for sure. King Bradley, man, yeah, he's my favorite antagonist in FMA. Him,
screams him.
Absolutely.
Himothy, him to the highest power. Other him notions you can say he's him.
You want to talk about a villain winning in depth? It was like Lon Fawn was like, man, did you love anybody? I said, man, listen, man, my life was great. I was a king.
Yeah.
I had a baddie. I ruled the world, man. You tripping? I'll see y'all on the other side. Hope y'all make it.
It was so crazy seeing him fight and then seeing his home life. I was like, who is this person?
You know, it was such a funny scene where Ed and Al were at his house. He was like, "What's wrong?" This is when after he had the whole meeting with Mustang and Elric was like about like, yeah, I'm a homo. You ain't gonna do shit about it though. Yeah, I'm evil, but y'all not gonna do shit about it. So then there was at his crib. He was like, "What's wrong, Elric? Y'all, I got a family too. What's like?" He was playing such mind games with them. It was like, y'all think I had a family? And also his my bad. I was gonna say real quick, his homunculus reveal. Beautiful. Like when he's fighting greed, he was like, "Oh, I could see past. I got the ultimate eye." I was like, "Whoa, tough reveal."
Tough.
It's so. If I was creating a badass king character, it's Bradley. Absolutely, Bradley. Everything he did, he's a similar character. Everything he did on scene was, interesting, enjoyable, aura personified. This guy, like Ty said, especially the moment we find out he's a bad guy. Everything he does from then in terms of politics, in terms of how he interacts with his family, in terms of how he interacts with the enemies, everything was calculated, cold. It was menacing. It's like there's nothing I can do about it. And how much it took to beat Bradley, like they had to pull out all the stops. to take this dude down, and he's just doing it with 2 swords, just 2 swords. Dude was a savage, bro. Absolutely.
You know something else? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Lonnie.
No, I didn't have anything to say.
Oh, my bad. I was about to say one last thing. I think what I like most about it's kind of interesting thing when like certain villains are revealed early on, because I like, in some cases I enjoy it, because kind of with Makima too, like even if we didn't know she was a villain, you kind of knew based on how she was written that something's off about her. I love how that gives so much tension to certain scenes, and like there's a lot of dramatic irony where like any given character in a scene, it doesn't really know what Bradley is, so it creates so much tension that some characters are aware, some characters aren't. And that dramatic irony of like we know he's a bad guy as an audience, but like the characters are so unaware, so it gives any given scene tension. Like, is he gonna kill this person? What is he gonna do? Because we know and they not, and they're unaware, which keeps him off balance and gives him the advantage, which makes him seem more menacing, more of a threat. I just think that's fire. I kind of like it sometimes when villains are revealed kind of early.
No, I'm with you. I just remember that scene when like Maze Hughes dies and they're at the funeral and his family's crying and Wrath is like stuttering, and then you find out, yeah, I was just super angry that they were crying. I was holding back from taking their life. I'm like, bro, this dude's a savage, bro. Bradley's him. With that said, number 1 is no surprise. Honestly, not at all. It's Griffith. Like, that's not a surprise at all. He's number 1.
I mean,
simply put, the greatest antagonist of all time. The Eclipse is, I mean, come on, man.
You know, I said earlier about like moments that like resonate with the audience. Griffith's bag is really deep. You have the Eclipse. You like when he says Guts, you're the only person maybe speak about a dream, but then he was like sacrifice, crazy. The freaking him and Guts' first second duel when Guts one tapped him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was iconic. You have the scene with Charlotte. I feel like he just has so many like goated scenes.
Even in the manga now, when he transfers into Moonlight, when Moonlight Boy becomes him, and he just takes Costco away. After everything we've been through, he just takes her away, man. And I'm like, come on, man. He just stays winning.
When he pulled up on Guts after the Eclipse, no, not after the Eclipse. Like when they met for the first time after the Eclipse
in the Black Swordsman arc.
No, the
Conviction arc.
Oh, the Conviction
arc? The graveyard there? What the fuck?
On the Hill of Swords?
Yeah, when they met on the Hill of Swords, I was just like,
he's hit like fuck, man. And the worst part was in the Golden Age arc, like I loved him, bro. Hey, you understand? The man took some sacrifices, man. He gave up the booty at one point to make sure his band was safe. He gave it up. He was doing what he needed to do, and when he even though when he crashes out in front of Casca in the pond or whatever it was, I fully believe we're just doing that to manipulate her some more, right? And then
honestly crashing out.
I mean, sure, let's go with that. The problem is I could see both ways, and then when he it's just like it's so crazy, and I understand we explained it, but like. He would have been fine if he just stayed himself. He would have been fine. Oh yeah, Guts gonna come back. I'm gonna make him come back by showing whatever. And he would have been fine. We're taking over the kingdom. He would legitimately had his kingdom. He really would have, if he just kept doing what he was doing. We saw how he was politically, how he's a menace on the battlefield. Like he was great. Oh God, man! He's only technically lost once in the series. He lost once, and he destroyed the world. That's what he did. He destroyed the world the one time he lost.
Griffith is him. I mean, pretty much all of us had him number 1. Lonnie had him number 2, and J-Rob had him lower on. But yeah, I mean, you said all that needs to be said. Not much to say when it comes to Griffith. Griffith is him, man. Griffith is him. That is him. And this is our top 10 list. You can see, of course, for top 10. Lonnie wanted to see it. Miles and Ty have the same top 3. Lonnie almost has the same top 3, but Freeze is a little bit lower. Random also has almost the same top 3. Griffith and Johan pretty much is a lot of y'all top 3.
Oh, you had Eisen number 2, Riddell. Interesting.
Aizen, all aura. In terms of if I'm creating an aura antagonist, bro, I need them to have as much aura as Aizen. I'm not gonna lie. Aizen, everything he does is just aura. I need an aura antagonist.
Dofi, Frieza.
Um,
Did I have Dofi the highest?
you had Dofi top 10.
Dang.
I think I'm the only one who had Geen and Sinbad on his list. Geen is fire. I love Geen from Bleach. I love everything what he did.
I'm not gonna lie. I was very surprised not to see Lad Russo in y'all's list.
I like Lad Russo, but not that much.
Yeah, I didn't think you would have Shigaraki that high either, Santo.
I think he's fantastic. I like his you know what it is? I think is what really sold me was the depth of his character, saying that I'm the hero of the villains. Like that moved me.
Fair. I like the Shigaraki the most in My Hero, so I'm not mad at it.
I mean, damn, bro. What a list.
Your
list is atrocious. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh dang!
Miles said Enrico Pucci. You really like that JoJo's Part 6 villain. And Kiri Kotamine. But before we head out, let's do this. Most underrated villain that obviously didn't make the top 50 that you want to shout out before we wrap up.
Well, I have a two because I forgot Father. That was like totally my bad. I think he might have been on my original list, and I think I was like moving things around.
But he was on the list. Tell us someone underrated.
Oh, someone underrated. Kishin from Soul Eater. What's wrong with y'all?
I put Medusa on my list.
Oh my god.
Kishin just doesn't have much character compared to Medusa. Medusa just like does everything in the series.
Like no one had Kishin, bro.
I'm not mad at it. Did you have Medusa?
No, she was like in the pool. Like I had like a pool of characters that like I was trying to filter in like the last like 40. I had like a good 20 characters, and she just didn't make it.
Man, Medusa. I mean, she turned Frankenstein evil.
Sure, no, Medusa.
And what Medusa did to her son, Chrono.
I'm just gonna go by they them because I don't know what their gender is.
I would have.
I will not assume what Crollo is. I will not assume because sometimes I feel like it's a girl, sometimes I feel like it's a boy. I can't tell. So,
yeah, I have no idea. I mean,
they them.
I guess for me, because I put him on my personal, and Gabe said something. First of all, am I crazy for putting Zuko above Azula? Because I don't see what's the problem.
I didn't put Avatar characters on my list.
Yeah, I think the anime, so I didn't put it.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but I think Zuko should have made the list. I think his entire arc as a villain or as an antagonist is amazing. It's very well written, and you definitely understand why he has to do it. You know,
if we were counting Avatar, Zuko would definitely be high.
Yeah, he would have made the list,
Yeah,
but it's not an anime, so I didn't put it.
So yeah, I put both Zuko and Azula on mine, and when the way Gabe said, I was like, no, I mean, if we're keeping it stacked, if Katara wanted a bloodbend, that battle is over. It's over. It's over quickly.
I don't think it was a full moon.
Zuko is similar to Vegeta. I like more of Zuko once he starts leaning into like the neutral to good. That's when I start really like Zuko. But he's still good in his. He's still a good antagonist.
I'm sorry, him as a villain was just a crash out. He was at one point he was annoying me. He was just pissing me off.
He was. You could say he's an antagonist for 2.5 seasons. Like he does.
He was. Like in the early stages, he was just a crash out. I'm just like
when he betrayed Aang.
Yeah,
after we thought he was going to team up with him the first time.
Then he betrayed him in Ba Sing Se. Then we have them. He sent an assassin after them. He was on demon time.
He for sure was.
I would say a villain that probably should have made it. Probably Yuha. I think Yuha could have been in there. Like
Yuha was on my list.
Yuha was on mine, just not that high.
Yeah, he was low on my list, but I think he could have been on there.
Yuha was not on my list. My thing is, maybe to be fair, I feel like Yuha might be. As what you guys can tell from my list, depending on how it ends, will really like dock points for me.
The arrow.
So I really didn't like the Arrow.
Hey, Kubo might change it.
But you also,
hopeful.
he might also add more story to who Yuha is. So Yuha could end up better after seeing the anime, like higher on my list.
I mean, this might be me, but I really I know it was a long shot, but I really wanted Akashi from
He
Kuroko no
almost made
Basket.
like top 50.
I wanted him to crack that list so bad.
Also, Vicious from Cowboy Bebop.
He also almost made my list.
What about Borrow? He's an antagonist.
Borrow's good.
Hmm.
I have Borrow.
Oh, and Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh. I was thinking
I had
about
him on
putting him on my
mine.
list.
I
That
had him
boy,
on
wouldn't
mine.
be
for the
mad
moment he's on screen, man. Drippy. Flexing on
Santo,
motherfuckers.
when it
What's
comes to Akashi, like he was this close. If he would have, so he made your list, he made Miles' list at like number 50. I think if he would have made my list, he might have made it, but he's like more top 60. He just missed it.
But Kaiba's also like King Petty. He created time travel just so he can go back in time to run the fade with the Pharaoh. He created time travel just so he could battle this nigga.
He told Yugi, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't let me win, bro.
He is 100% a crash out. My underrated pick, I'll say two real quick, actually. No, I'll just say one. My underrated pick is, I'll continue to preach him. He's the only reason why you should read or watch the series, and that's Kumagawa from Medica Box. Kumagawa, he's the guy that I told you that could turn off color. Like, dude is a psychopath. He's called the ultimate loser, but he's broken as hell. And he just does whatever, he just does like crazy shit. And there's a whole thing tie into like this. Medica Box is a weird, like meta type series when it comes to it. But Kumagawa is fire. He carries Medica Box, but he doesn't get introduced till the end of season 1.
Mhm.
And the way he gets introduced is like they. Has anybody else seen Medica Box here?
Is that the part where they open the room and he's just like walking and there's like bodies everywhere?
Dead bodies everywhere,
Yeah.
and he's just chilling there. Oh yeah, exactly. Yes, he's a savage. Kumagawa is a savage. The way he lost is kind of
And
bullshit.
he didn't
but-
deserve to make this list, but when BSS, like a few years down the line, when we do this list again, Jihad Riddell, he's probably by that time he's gonna make the list. He's gonna make the list by that time.
Oh yeah. I'm still waiting for Tower of God villain to like really capture, because
I put White on there. I don't like White to me is amazing antagonist.
He almost made my list, but another one. I'm glad you said that.
His parallels with Bam and how he also pushes
Interview.
Bam and how he also like pushes himself. It's like he's one of those villains where it's like he's also kind of like now like one of the main characters, but he's just on the opposite side of things. And like you see, like as Bam grows, he's trying to grow too. And so like his character also expands at the same time. So
Yeah.
he's gonna end up being an all-time great villain to me.
I'm not mad at it. I think I can, when Jihad, once we start learning more about the family leaders in Jihad, they're definitely going to be like up there. The villain that 100% should make it, if you guys all read God of High School, is Mubong. Mubong and what he does at the end of the series. Hey man, talking about a human. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna spoil it. Mubong is a really good, very much hated, but good antagonist. But that's all we got. Any final words before we end episode 50?
I mean, thank y'all for sticking with us. Like we've been growing and growing and growing. And we're only gonna get bigger and bigger. So, and I always recognize the day ones. So, like, thank you, Sauce, Bobby, Kobe. There's a bunch of Leon, even though you pissed me off. Kai, Leroy, Bam, like,
Angie, even though she left for a little bit, but she came back.
yeah, no, there's a bunch of y'all. If I didn't say your name, I'm tired. It's 12:13. But no, I appreciate a lot of y'all, and yeah, we got a lot of good things coming, especially with Santo now being official captain. Like we've also hit the next level. So,
Like I said, guys, ladies and gentlemen, help us get to 100, because me and Random are definitely going to be making the 100 best moments of BSS. And I'm very curious and excited to see who would be number one.
I'm just waiting. I want to bust the suit out one more time because what do you call it?
Number
One of my
has
friends.
to be sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Number one has to be random crashing out in the maid outfit.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Yeah, you want to say that, but it's all right. We can just talk about your Death Note eulogy again. That's probably pretty up there too. It's all right.
It's up there. It's up
Yeah.
there.
All I know is what do you call it? One of my friends, I finally got him to finally start watching. I said he finally watched he's like, what the fuck? What the hell was that eulogy thing? And he's like, is Lonnie okay? I'm like, he's fine. He just accepts the disappointment. And he's like, and hopefully, David, if you're watching, he's gonna be okay. He just used to disappointment from his favorite series. It's all right. It's all right. It happens.
Thanks. Shout out Creator Bobby with the gifted membership.
Yes, sir.
But we appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Appreciate that membership, of course, my boy. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we got for episode number 50. We'll be back next week with the regular scheduled program. It'll be a little different on how we operate, but it will still be good. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. Take care and peace. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Black Sensei Society podcast. With that said, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn a notification bell on so you never miss any content we like to drop. We want to do as much as possible. And if you want to join the community, you can also go to our Discord, go to our link tree, and be a part of it. We have a lot of great conversations in there. And we're doing a lot of fun things in there. Events, getting your opinions for content and videos, tournaments where we have cash prizes. So make sure you guys join the Discord and rate it 5 stars for the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We really do appreciate you as we continue on our grind. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed. You have a good one. Peace.